Yeah, just give me the go-to for when this start up.
Welcome everyone to Low Week October edition, the spooky month. I am Superfern here, and I'm joined today by my good old friend, the Cinderace, the man that is banned from Twitter, Kenan. How are you doing today?
Hey yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Cannonball 2K New York in the building, chilling with my boy Fernando, representing Brazil up in here. Absolutely amazing turnout for this month with Low Ink October. Absolutely, everybody here, some amazing Splatoon gameplay about to go on here. Everybody trying to see if they can spread their wings and fly away on some Michael Jordan Space Jam type B. I believe I can fly. See if they can make it through this competitive, not this competitive field of the Splatoon competitive community.
Glad to hear, Kevin. And this is like something quite interesting that we never actually played Low Ink. And I honestly think myself, watching many low-level tournaments, I actually prefer watching Low Ink more because honestly it deviates a lot from the meta because these people, they are so young into the competitive scenario that their passion for their weapons is still very strong. And what do you expect to see from both of these teams?
You know, you're right, Fern. We really didn't get a chance to play in Low Ink, and I'm a little bit sad about that. I feel like we kind of just like rose up a little past the Low Ink level a little bit too quickly, so we didn't get the experience. But, you know, like you said, it is very exciting watching Low Ink, you know what I'm saying? And I expect to see some staples like armor, some maybe some Tenta missiles to get back in zone, anything like that. But let's go into this first match, see what we got going on right here. Looks like it's gonna be on a Clambliss map. Yeah, Clambliss Piranha Pit. So let's see what these teams come up with here.
We usually expect some Jets for the way, but we're already seeing no backline on one team and no backline on the team with the bamboo in place. Those being obviously the bamboo with the vanilla set.
Yeah, I see the bamboo coming out. We also see an orange zap on the on one of these teams as well, with the orange zap and the armor zap pairing up, as well as a Nautilus too and a K-Pro. Other team definitely has a lot more pink going on too with the Junior and the Splash-O-Matic. As there's already a fight breaking out on the right side of the map, a trade between the Nautilus and the Splash-O-Matic too. Oh, and another one goes down on the side of the orange team, pushing up with the squeezer here, trying to see what they can do going into the basket.
Yeah, no power clams have been made just yet, which seems that most teams are just trying to contest mid and not try anything very, very sketchy that could cost them the entire push. Honestly, I believe that it's just a matter of patience and getting picks that could actually enable the score.
Yeah, we also see two down going inside the orange ink team. Another one jumps out with 21 clams on the purple side's team. You got the clam going in, Booyah coming out, trying to get them cleared out of his basket, man. They gotta get out of here, but they're dropping like it's hot right there with the bubbles right now. I'm just trying to throw those clams in the inkjet coming out. There's two down on the orange side, Fern. Let's see what they can do here. We see inside the orange team, everybody's trying to come back filtering in the Clambliss basket. See if they can start clearing them out as they get the massive push all the way down to the 38 mark.
38 points, very good score from Green Tide. Definitely going to be seeing a little bit more pushes in the end. I wouldn't have stopped pushing at any point of the time. I just still 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining on the clock. It's a lot of opportunity to score even more.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of game to go here. As one goes down, the Splash goes down on the purple side of the team. With the Nautilus holding their inkjet, probably waiting for that armor pop. Here comes the inkjet. See if we can get a couple picks here. One person on the purple side of the team. Oh, nice pick by the inkjet here. As the rest of the other team is backed up towards their clam basket, looks like somebody might be going back to get the pity clam. Oh no, looks like they're trying to get more control around mid going here. They definitely need that too. With the K-Pro holding the Booyah bomb here, they might be waiting for missiles and a Booyah, maybe to combo with their specials. See if they can get a good little push going here.
3 specials already. This is a very much advantage situation for Seaya to finally get a little bit of a score. Remembering just for the viewers that we're having a little bit of issues and we are just jumping on the second match. This is not the first match of the set. And the inkjet from Seaya is putting so much pressure over on the Rising Tide base that they are having to back off and jump out safely. And they finally managed to score the first 20 points.
Oh, looks like the bamboo pushed up a little bit there, going down on the conveyor belt leading back towards mid. as the purple team seems a little bit staggered here, as the orange team's trying to get some clams going in here. The K-Pro goes down. I think the other person was just respawning. I don't know if they jumped in or not, but they have 3 down, just the orange zapper left. Which the purple team is trying to push back in mid, get a little bit of control going on here. No specials online yet, but it looks like they're just trying to establish a little bit of control, go back into neutral territory here, which they still have a pretty comfortable lead with 38 with the 22 penalty going on. But they're really trying to gather up some clams, got some specials going, got a bomb rush coming from the splash and some missiles on the orange team too to possibly counter that.
Yes, mostly I see both teams are pressing a lot over the ball. Nice, actually, teamwork from Seaya, the orange team, using just auto bombs, suction bombs, and splat bombs to push them away. And with 4 specials in play, they're all using in one go, trying to get their push to begin with. And now we're seeing the bomb rush from the splash, trying to counter that with the inkjet from, wrong person. And it seems that it's going as very smooth.
Yeah, we see the purple team definitely clearing out everybody, as they didn't quite manage to break that penalty, but they do have a power climb over on that right side of mid, with the K-Pro trying to contest the splash-o-matic, maybe trying to get them off that conveyor belt, as the orange team frantically needs to get some more clams going on here if they definitely want to get overtime going, which I think they have a pity clam too, so they definitely do have time. As one goes down, the purple team, the bamboo goes down, which is great, because that's everybody already knows that the bamboo can be a massive wall, especially on Piranha Pit, whereas so much from the paint, as armor coming out from the purple team, trying to push them back out of mid.
I do have to say that watching right now, we're seeing the pity clan, one of the confused with the splash. Honestly, not my recommendation, because splash is the fastest weapons and one of the dedicated slayers of the team. If you have it on the hands of the slayer, it's putting a target on you, and it makes it hard for Rising Tay to push in. And it seems that at this moment they're just trying to play defensive. The junior with the armor trying to get at least one more defensive. The NZAP, orange NZAP, goes down from Seaya. They don't seem to be able to push. The junior trying once against the last one surviving.
My God.
Can Seaya continue to push? Will they be able to score? It's the free basket. They have a lot of flames available. They just need a few more, and they take the game.
Dude, that was clutch. We were just talking, you were just talking 1 second. Next thing we know, 3 people go down. It was a 3v4 situation. 3v4 situation, but 3 people just go down. And they were just able to just get that lead and get the clutch overtime lead, man. That was absolutely insane, bro. That was amazing. I knew I was set to see some good Splatoon today.
And not that much of weapons you don't dislike, because so far we only have seen the bamboo. But we all know the bamboo is a little bit tricky online, because it's sometimes unfair. And going for the second match, we're gonna see tower control on Inkling, which is also like low ink maps. Pool selection is always very good to watch it as well. Apart from the spooky tournament that is gonna be happening at the end of the month, where legit all of the maps are supposed to be bad. Would you play on that tournament, Cannon?
I think I definitely would. If I got time, I'd definitely play on that tournament, man. Definitely seems like a lot of fun.
I mean, Kelp Dome Zones, Moray Towers, mostly on all modes, including Clan Blitz and Rainmaker. We're literally talking the worst maps that I never get the chance to play. But, yeah. Muscle Forge is probably gonna be there with Clan Blitz too.
Hey yo, bro, I might have to bring out my Clash Blaster Neo. You know what I'm saying? I know that can put in some work.
Oh please, don't summon the Clash Blaster players here. Don't summon.
Hey man, don't sleep on the Clash. Don't sleep on the Clash. You know the Clash can put in some work.
That's true. On Char's head, I do get scared from the Clash, but it needs to be on a very, very good player for me to actually respect the Clash.
That's true, that's true.
And with tower control, it's a very, let's just say, very special orientated in order to push, in terms of like, we're always going to see at least one Stingray or Booyah Bomb. Do you think either of those teams have a player that will pop up the Stingray, or do you think they will keep it as it is?
Well, one special that can counter both of those is Tenta Missiles, especially since Inkblot has a lot of tot spaces, especially in the batch, you know what I'm saying? They got missiles coming on, man. They can clear out everybody in the Stingray, and even the Booyah Bomb can get shredded by that. So let's see what they got going on here.
And because this is a 1-1, this is the match that matters the most. Who will be able to get the chance to be on the top bracket? We see the Fire Fin instead of the Vanilla Vanilla Charger. The Orange and Zap, as you mentioned, with missiles from Seaya. Rising Tide does seem to have a more defensive line, but at the same time, I think Seaya has the more of the aggressive line.
Yeah, one thing also that Rising Tide also have is the armor and Inkjet combo. As the Nautilus goes down early, actually, as we see Choco Heart over here with the missiles, missling everybody, or the two people that were on the opposite side of the map. And as I was mentioned, how missiles are extremely useful on Inkblot Art Academy. There's just such tight spaces, man. The missiles coming through, you either have to jump out or hope that you get out of the way in time.
Oh, that was a very unfortunate for Seaya's Nautilus. They had the high ground, they have the upper hand. It's a double for Choco right here, right now. Rising Tide has control of the office right now. They can literally push this even further to second checkpoint. With 3 people fighting the Octoshot, I am actually surprised they didn't broke it earlier from Rising Tide.
Yeah, and the bats can be very important space to have control of, especially when you're pushing too, because it creates kind of a linear path for the other team to try to get back to stop that tower. As two more people go down, it looks like Seaya is going to try to reset, try to get back in mid, because it looks like the Nautilus is the only one left, trying to retreat, maybe getting a little cheesy pick or two. Looks like he's trying to go back up into their own spawn point, which is great news. As a 51 push is all right for Inkblot, but Inkblot, the checkpoints can definitely go by a little bit quickly. As Rising Tide goes back on the defense, they also have armor and Inkjet. The possible use for defense is tempting missiles too. Probably both going to be popped by both teams.
We're going to see first armor popping from the Tri-Blocks. They are taking position very well aggressive, using the blocks from mid to get into their spawn. There's not a well trade. I was expecting a trade over there in between the orange zap, not the orange zap, the gray zap and the K Pro, but unfortunately, someone gets flooded by a sneaky suction bomb, and this seems to be the end of the push for Seaya on the funny number 69.
Yeah, that straight suction bomb definitely caused Luna to jump out. As now the Rising Tide is back on the offensive. The charge on the tower, the Nautilus backing them up on that snipe. However, Seaya is definitely spamming the tower bombs, trying not to let them get any further than that 51 point. Definitely a good strategy from them. However, they're definitely going to need to use their specials and push back in. And they go 2 down with the Nautilus getting a nice pick on the Tri-Slosher, as well as the Pro going down too. And another one too, their Nautilus goes down. As the last person up almost gets the pick on the Inkjet. However, they're also in a staggered position with the push from Rising Tide still going on, man.
I just find it a little bit weird because at this moment I'm seeing the K-Shot being more back compared to the Firefield, and the Firefield not taking the higher ground over the stack. I'm trying to understand. I think in general terms, I think Seaya is not managing to properly stop, and they are just trying to stop the tower from the front lines. No one's pushing from left tree going for the long flank. They're just literally trying to fight head on, and I think that's what Seaya is struggling the most.
For sure, yeah, and that Charger popped a very nice bomb rush, having the K-Pro get pushed all the way down, but he does get a nice pick as they full wipe on the side of Rising Tide, as Seaya has a great chance to get some control in mid, push up into their best, trying to take great positioning, especially by this Nautilus here. Let's see if they can get this pick. Oh, unfortunately can't manage to finish off the other Nautilus on the other team. However, Booyah Bomb is going to come out and see if they can get this checkpoint here. They might be able to get lead if they stay on the tower, but nobody's on the tower, bro. They gotta stay on that tower in order to get that lead, trying to frantically get the lead. Only 2 points, man, 1 point. Oh, that is highly unfortunate that those 2 people go down on the team.
Highly unfortunate. I think the problem was, I think of some of the shots from the Nautilus on that 2v1 interaction with the K-Pro. The Nautilus didn't get the full shot because they shot the freeness. Nice shot from the Charger, and that cost them a little bit of time that if otherwise have gone the other way, they could have easily just gone the checkpoint and the lead.
For sure, bro. And now we're winding up with the last 50 seconds of the game is the Inkjet being expelled on the side of Rising Tide, with the missiles coming out too from Seaya, just to try to get them scattered, try to get them separated from each other, maybe pick them off one by one. As of 40 seconds left, they do have 1 person down. As it turns to 3 people down. However, it might be turning into a 3v3 with the Tri-Slosher coming back here, but they definitely need to get some specials coordinated if they want to be making a push here for him.
I completely agree. They need at least one missile or Booyah Bomb or Inkjet to take the Charger down from there, because the Charger right now has no one to contest their range. Like, the Seaya doesn't have a backliner, so they need someone to push it away, and the Bomb Rush is doing exactly what Seaya doesn't want to, and it is to be away from it. With the end of the Bomb Rush for Rising Tide now is 2 down, a 2v3 situation. It doesn't seem to go well for Seaya at the end.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I thought the Charger popped the Bomb Rush maybe a little bit too early. However, the Nautilus might have overextended on the side of Seaya as he gets picked off. But we got the Tri-Smasher in the tower. Somebody jumps on the tower. He gets pushed off by the bomb, man. Oh, man, that's highly unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? They definitely clutched that win out of there. And the win is going over to the green side.
Rising Tide takes the win with a very clutch. I would say I kind of feel like this movement when you have armor and you get so much knockback, it's always a bummer in the game. I honestly think that Splatoon should honestly have a little bit more of a better system for knockback, because like some of the weapons do send you a little bit backwards, some weapons don't, and it's pretty obvious if you play specifically TC and you have an armor player on Camp Triggerfish, where literally popping armor can get you to go to take a swim and sleep with the fish for a while. But yeah, with this set, we are still gonna be going on for more sets. We're just waiting for the other matches to finish. I think we're gonna be going for a quick break, and then we're gonna be coming back for the next team. So we will see you all later.
Yep, see you in a couple minutes.
Two players going down for pursuit. John passes through the power clamp up ahead. They do pop the basket. B-Mob clerking around that left side. They're one more clamp away. Can they get it in there? The L3B, the last player left alive, is stuck on Inkjet. Is getting a plat. Got two splats. Oh, but they don't get it in time. Wow. And pursuit hangs on.
Has no penalty right now. They are pounding down the points right now. Once again, that charger is up on that spinner, just adding so much pressure and just looking for anyone that they can snipe down.
You know, that's where you kind of need to be when you have that kind of a lead that they do. Hitting a nice shot on zone, getting a nice double, hello! And can they get zone? Oh.
Yeah, they've only got single digits for that penalty left, and now it is completely gone. The members of the anti are in action, though, only a few points left. We've got Grace here on the try, going for a flank. They do lose the lead, but Grace gets a nice double, and that's 3 down there. A triple out of Grace on that try slosh here. Really, really nice flank there.
Alright, welcome back everybody to Low Ink October. We're here in round 1 of brackets. Okay, 2. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I had a fantastic launch and my brain is low boozy because of how good it hit right here. But we're starting off on Splat Zone's Mako Mark. Often widely considered by everybody as the best map mode combination in the game, but I digress. It's honestly up to you. It's your opinion.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like myself Mako that much because it's not my cup of tea as a backline, but I do understand people that play more aggressive weapons, why it's fun for them. And I also expect the same thing when we play on, for example, Albacore Hotel. I'm just gonna give a heads up for people watching this stream. All of these people are on their same server. They're basically 2 versions of the same team. And I'm gonna be honest, if you're having trouble following up which team is team, both teams are Hidden Radiance. Both teams are Hidden Radiance. It's just like a Hidden Radiance of Twilight and Hidden Radiance of Dawn. So you kind of see there are two sides of the same coin. So if you're watching, and we are gonna do the same thing, we're just gonna be talking about the weapons itself. All I can say is a shout out for Skeppy, who usually commentates a lot of IPL's production, and she will finally have the opportunity to show off her Bob and Kunder to all the people that are watching the stream, and I find this a very honorable place to be since I commentated with Skeppy so much. So both teams, I just wish good luck. Cannon, this team has never had a proper Ludi division, like at all, and
really?
they're literally trying for the first time, trying to get more results on Low Ink, but they have played a little bit more tournaments. So I would say you can be yourself. You can, but you like if you want to say there is a little bit of a struggle. Like you think they would appreciate a lot of feedback from you, obviously.
Well, first of all, I wish very good luck to both teams going into this Ludi season. I know you guys are going to do awesome. Give it your best effort, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all love here on the IPL stream and everything. You know what I'm saying? Splatoon's a fantastic community, all the positive vibes everywhere. However, as we go into this game 1 on Mako Mark, we do see a Tri-Slosher coming out. On one side, we see the Kenta Sloshing Machine, my favorite weapon in the whole world. Shout outs to you, Smith. I'm so proud of you for using the Kenta Sloshing Machine. But here we go. Game 1, we got both of the juniors painting up for armor. Maybe, actually, one of them might be painting up for armor first. As the green side pops it out first, the Flings are trying to contest zone, trying to push a little bit, unfortunately, out of ink. But nobody's gone down yet. However, the other side's popping armor too, as they're going to push him without any armor on the other team, see if they can get some picks, as nobody's gone down yet the first 30 seconds of this game.
Yeah, that armor, I don't know if it was well played because either it stalled the match or it literally just managed it. I honestly think the green team might be your favorite because it has two of the best weapons, the Sloshing Machine and the Flanger. But after just a little bit of interaction, we see that the purple team finally got control of the zone and control of mid, so they seem to be the ones getting the first score. With 3 people trying to get the pick on the far left, but Game Boy right here going back to zone, trying to get control of all the time, so he's controlling everything as possible as they could as the mid lineup, with 2 people going down with an amazing Booyah Bomb.
Yeah, that Booyah Bomb was crazy, with the hammer trying to get a last-ditch effort pick on somebody in mid. Unfortunately, does not prevail. But man, speaking of the Flings of Roller, man, you know I've been playing Flings of Roller before it was cool, so I'm excited to see it here today. But the Flings of Roller has got to get some missiles going on here. Speaking of missiles, just popped up missiles right now. With the clock ticking down very quickly, going down to the near 20-second mark, the hammer going in zone, trying to get somebody, changing the person on the far right all the way around. He's playing like Mario Kart right now, trying to get somebody off of that pick. However, we have a DC from the splash on the purple side. Actually, I did not notice that until now.
That is unfortunate because according to the DC rules, they have to play until the end. The match was already below 50 points mark for the purple team. They have to continue, so it is going to be a very interesting 4v3 situation right here. And it was the Splash, one of the best dancing weapons of the team, but still they have the Tri-Slosher Engine to compensate for that.
Yeah, and speaking of the juniors, that's the junior hanging out. It looks like a Skep actually, just hanging out on the right side of the zone. But they're really going to probably use all three of their spells. Armor comes out, gets a nice bomb pick on the minis hanging out in zone. However, everybody else is still sharking, trying to get their positions going down, as it is a 1v2 with just the K-Pro left on the side of the purple team. As the green side gets their lead going on, as everybody's responding, it's going to get the last ditch push, try to make a miracle work happen. Does not look like it's going to do it though, as it's a 2v4, now 1v4 with the clock ticking down all the way to 0.
Unfortunately, there's not going to be a replay, and the green team will be taking the first match. I do hope that Dawn, the purple team, will be able to come back and have a better connection. But if this is going to keep it going, I am really sorry for Dawn's first experience on Low Wing is with disconnection. I do hope that they manage to fix the internet for sure. But regarding that, Cannon, what did you think of the weapon choice, the weapon pool from both teams in general?
Yeah, so, the DC was highly unfortunate, but there are some things you can't control. In terms of the weapons, I thought it was awesome, man. I saw a great variety of weapons coming out. Obviously, me being biased, given the Kenta Slosher Machine is my favorite weapon in the entire game, which I personally don't think it's cheap, man. Yes, the hitbox is the size of the planet, aka my forehead, but it's still amazing. And the Flings Roller, excellent choice too. I think the Flings can be a great choice on Makeup Art, with that vertical swing, trying to get people off the platforms and everything, and going into mid as well as their platforms as well. But also had the Tri-Slosher on your team too, which is fast kill time, which has virtually 0 follow-up damage too, which could definitely work to its advantage on those platforms in mid.
Yeah, I would say that was a very... Honestly, yeah, and the hitbox of the Sloshy Machine used to be, not say it is unfair now, but it used to be way more at its unfair situations, getting a lot of damage just with the small hitbox. And going for the second game on Rainmaker and Chovy, honestly I would say that both of these comps are still pretty solid.
Yeah, for sure. However, Rainmaker's always been known to be a more of a aggressive type of mode, if you will, with a more fast-paced game style. But with the green side with the Kenta Slosher Machine and the Flings Roller, it kind of seemed that they were playing a bit of more of a slow comp compared to the other one, which had the Junior, Splash, the Tri-Slosers. They were a very high energy comp, you know what I'm saying? When with Rainmaker, you gotta move fast. You gotta move like that, man. As soon as you get the Rainmaker, other teams all the way down, push up to the base, make sure they have no chance to get the Rainmaker off. Even if you do set up with the Rainmaker, you can still fire off Rainmaker shots, get picks left and right, as people have to expend their specials just to get the Rainmaker off. So we'll see if the green side has another plan going on here, or if they stay with the same thing with the Kenta Slosher Machine and the Flingza, which of course, I have no complaints, because I love both weapons, but we'll see what they choose.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of of Rainmaker, I honestly think that both teams, because they played so well, they're going to be trying the same strategy, which is going to be the support player will pick the Rainmaker most of the time, that being the Junior on both teams, or the armor user on both teams. And honestly, it kind of feels weird, because this is the match that we expect to see a lot of like, I know what exactly you're going to do, so can you outsmart the person that knows what you're gonna do already, or like it makes your brain like explode from so many possible calculations, or you just basically go with the flow and win. Don't you think that's kind of what we're gonna be seeing a lot too here, Canon?
I think so, but also one thing I wanted to point out was that in the previous match there was no backliner. So
True.
We'll see. Yeah, so we'll see if either of these teams comes out with a Stingray to possibly suppress the Rainmaker. However, Stingray is not nearly as potent or like as important as it was maybe in the previous patches of the game. Say back in like 2019, before the nerf of it, before the damage nerf of it going through walls or anything, because missiles can work just fine, right? Missiles can work just fine. So Stingray's not exactly needed. But again, since I didn't see any team coming with a backline, we may see some hyper-aggressive comps, which mean lots and lots of 2v1s, 1v2s, 3v4s, you name it, lots of fights in mid, man, lots of high-energy action.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're gonna see a lot of fights in mid. Usually when popping Rainmaker, like the first thing you need to tell when you're playing Rainmaker on any map is, apart from Snapper, which the pop doesn't really matter that much because you literally take so much time climbing the wall than taking the pop, is that you need to see who has the team with the most chances of getting the pop. And at the end of the day, is like, do they have Shredder? Do they have bombs in order to pop the Rainmaker? And even if you get the pop, then it comes a point where you're going to push below Arcade. So you need to get control there just below it at the entrance of your office, but just below that. If you're gonna go Fan, you need to make sure that no one comes from the high end or the arcade and just throw bombs and stop the Rainmaker. So it is a game of like taking positions before the Rainmaker can go there. Usually I would say that it's safer to go to pick up the Rainmaker if there is still enemy players on the arcade. If there is enemy players on the arcade, it's not worth it to pick up the Rainmaker. They can just throw a bomb at you, or the collateral from a missile or Inkling can get you off. But after that, anyone can pick up the Rainmaker and get some easy points from just jumping from the end of the fan to the basket, the Clemblitz basket. And that's the only thing I don't like about Anchovy, is just because if you get a wipe on that situation, it's just you get 40 points quite easily, and then you just stall the entire game.
Yeah, and speaking of the pop, I think the pop's going to be incredibly important here, because that's a free special for whoever gets that pop. And if a missile user or an armor user gets that pop first, you better watch out. You might have to back up, as we see Seth coming out with the signature blah blah and the cancel slot machine and the flags are making the return. So I'm happy. We see a Shredder on the Zap on one side, and we see three actually coming out on the other side too. And those are suction bomb object shredders. So that Rainmaker shield is gonna get shredded.
Oh yeah, no, that Rainmaker shield was shredded from so many shredders, and not to mention suction bomb, and another suction bomb with plus the block. Yellow team had the upper hand on the pop for sure with that.
Yeah, but also like I was saying, they got a free armor off of that from the blue team because they got the pop. The armor from they got the pop, so they can get one person stand. However, the blue team is already 3 down with just the cancel sloshing machine remaining. The machine trying to back up into the street, maybe. We'll see where they go. It looks like they're taking a little bit of the long run, which I think was the correct choice, because the machine might have still been on the fan. Nice pick on the machine. Everybody's trying to filter back out on the blue side as the Rainmaker takes a pretty... Oh, okay, they get the pick also. Oh, wow, full white too. Full white, but that heads straight to the finish line, man. However, the machine with the clutch finish. See if they can get the top two.
Disconnection from the yellow team.
Unfortunately. Hate to see it, man.
Well, I'm just gonna say it right now. 10 points on the score with 1 minute. I think now yellow team playing defensive will actually be very amusing to watch, because with 3 points early, they have still a lot of popping power from the Rainmaker. They can still hold it for the entire match, and I honestly want to see that.
Yeah, it's highly unfortunate with the rules saying if it goes below 50, doesn't matter for the DC, you gotta keep playing. But again, like you said, the blue team does have a major advantage here. And 3v4s in any mode can definitely be a detriment to any team. However, I think Rainmaker is the one where winning a 3v4 is the most possible, because one person always has to carry that Rainmaker, man. So effectively, it kind of turns into a 3v3 when you think about it.
Yeah, you actually have a valid point with that. And not to mention that so close to the 10 being one of the hardest, like every map has like points that you can easily get. So with 10 being on Anchovy, it's way harder, but like for example on Gobi, getting past 50 even with a 3v4 is also very impossible. The blue team is having a little bit of trouble just spamming the Rainmaker, and I think that one of the yellow teams might go for the flank. It was trying to go the bomb rush from the block, trying to stop the Rainmaker. They managed to do something. Only the end zap left alive on their office, and now they're going back to safe from me. Honestly, I would say the yellow team is a little bit scared.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, man. There's just such a huge choke point on Anchovy to get past that point, because all the yellow team really has to do kind of is just sit there, just poke with their bombs, wait for their specials to come online. And it's exactly what Seth did on the blob. They were just waiting for their bombers to come out, immediately halting their Rainmaker, but so they can stall for a pretty... That was a good minute that they stalled. However, the blue team playing back on the offense here, the Inkling and the yellow team, missiles coming out as they're trying to make their second push better than the first one.
Oh yeah, the second attempt right now. There's still no one has gone down from the yellow team. They pop armor trying to stop the Rainmaker. It's getting closer and closer. So it's just a blob. Can the blob catch the clutch? It's gonna be hard. Bomb rush is being popped once again. It's working as well as a wall, but the slushing machine, everyone is just at their base.
Oh boy.
The Rainmaker gets to 1, and it is a KO once again for the Twilight version of Hidden Radiance.
Oof, that's unfortunate, man. Definitely unfortunate, man. Hate to see it, but again, 3v4s, man. You just gotta try your best and hope for the best.
Yeah. Oh my, that was a very intense match. I honestly hope kids from Dawn version of Hidden Radiance can actually manage to keep playing. I find it hard that this is the moment their internet is gonna go down so many times because they usually play amongst themselves. But I think it's just a jinx moment for Low Wing.
Yeah, man. It's just those internet connections. But however, the Kansas Sloshing Machine and the Flames team definitely managed to come out with a win. So definitely good job to them. It's really unfortunate for the DCs. I hope that their internet gets fixed throughout the rest of the tournament.
I do hope so, because now we're gonna go for Clan Blitz on Snapper. I would say it if Dawn managed to once again score below 10 on their enemy basket, and once again that ADC, even though this was basically 3-0, like you get ADC once again, just the fact that all the matches happened because they scored so many points at the beginning, I would say that actually both teams won in this scenario. Dawn, because they literally managed to coordinate their special so well to take an opportunity on the enemies getting wiped and getting out of place, and 2, because it's still like they still tried their best in order to win the match with a 4v3 situation.
Yeah, Dawn definitely was coordinated especially extremely well. Also in Clan Blitz, we got the penalties going on too, right? So when you have the penalties going on too, it could be a huge wall to climb because you also have to go back and get clams if you don't have enough. So if Dawn manages to get a huge lead again and they have the DC, they could definitely take this.
Oh yeah, definitely think at least in one match, one match can at least go down to Dawn.
Yeah, well, let's see if they have any changes in their comps coming into this game 3 on Clan Blitz Snapper Canal.
And honestly, I would say that this is one of my favorite maps to play Bamboo, but I doubt both of them would have the same. It's still very heavy paint comp. We see a mini Splatling also popping out. Shout out to Kelly, one of the mini Splatling players I love to play a lot. It's their birthday today.
Yes, it is Kelly's birthday today, so happy birthday to him. Hope you have an amazing day. We also see a Squeezer coming out with the K-Roller too. That's a really interesting pick. You definitely don't see a lot of rollers nowadays, especially with the paint heavy meta. But I'm always excited to see. We also see a V Slosher coming out too with the missiles. And there's a huge fight going on here on the right side of the map. Machine definitely managed to get the pick on the splash as well as the roller going down too. The 3v3 situation. Still somebody back up here on the right side gets the 2v1. Excellent pick on the side of Dawn.
On the side, the fight for mid, both teams are trying to take control either one of the far left and far right ramps. Purple team getting a lot of very unfortunate picks, putting everyone from the green team underneath their basket. They do have the opportunity, but the ball gets destroyed, and unfortunately they don't have enough time to keep up the push.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the ball guys. The roller just comes rolling, barreling through those bubbles of the Squeezer. Definitely was not expecting that. Getting a pick on the Squeezer. I'm sure the Squeezer was definitely not expecting the roller to just come barreling through his bubbles like that.
Oh yeah, no. I honestly think the bubble roller is very not played as much as it should be, because it has so much potential for getting the settings with the bubble itself, because it's flat bomb, and because the roller itself has a very good hitbox in order to be stealthy and get some, like, it honestly can play very, very good on the meta. It's just, I think it's a lot underrated.
Oh yeah, homie just didn't care. He just rolled right through the Squeezer's bubbles and got that clutch pick. However, we get to a reset in mid here. Both teams are trying to get some control. You see what they got going on. One special on each side with Splashdown. On Dawn's side, we got, unfortunately, goes down to a low-placed bomb. Turns into a 3v4 situation with the K-Roller having bubbles. Another one going down to mid. Nice pick by the roller. However, let's see if they get another pick by the roller. However, it's a 2v2 situation. Well, let's see if they'll make this a push. The roller definitely has to save that ball, but they still just have bubbles online. Maybe the roller might possibly be waiting for armor in order to use those bubbles to make it decent.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so far I appreciate that we're not having this connection. Finally get to see a 4v4 among these two teams that are so happy by practicing among themselves so well. The bubble combo working here, just now getting two people underneath the back. Finally a chance to score. The roller has no income to continue.
Very, very nice by the roller game. Takes a huge opening push from Dawn over here, getting it all the way down to 36 with just over 2 minutes remaining. Many picking up some more clans over by their basket as Yoto goes back in and try to push them out, and it's just the Zap remaining with the absolutely enormous push down to 21, man. We gotta see what the other team has in store to counter push towards that with less than 2 minutes remaining.
Honestly, looking at the comps back from the green team right now, I do feel that green team is struggling a little bit to get more feint, because I think the mini itself is just, plus the end zap on the purple team is so focused on heavy feinting. Like, the mini is playing almost like on a backhand situation, unfortunately getting picked by the combo special from the green team. They have a lot of clams together, they scored the first 20 points. The splash trying to get another ball going on to get at least a little bit more points, but unfortunately the basket seems to be completely under control. The sneaky splash trying to get even more points with 9 clams, but unfortunately they didn't have a 10th clam to at least score easy 20 and got splattered with 59 points on the board.
Yeah, the splash managed to get past that choke point at 60 with the amount of clams thrown in by getting the rest of clams on. However, we only have a minute left, so we'll see if the other team might be a little bit too low on time here. But also, kind of problem with Snapper and now clams is you have to split up with these two hills on either side of the map. So usually a 2v2 on each side, as we're seeing here. If one goes down, there's 2 down actually on the side of Dawn. When the Kansas Stock team just respawning, however, that was a nice pincer by Dawn trying to get that pick on the Splash-O-Matic. With missiles coming out, 10 missiles on another person with the other team scoring a power clam, and with the bubbles here for extra protection. Nice pick going on in the machine with 2 down, 2v2 going on here.
41 points. This match is getting closer and closer by the second. I think if green team has a little bit more of an opportunity to get control of the map, with 15 seconds on the map, they can still make another push going on and literally get the lead. It's just a matter of like about 2 power clams, which can be done. Like, I have seen knockouts happen in less time than that.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if the other team has another power clam, and it seems that they don't, as Dawn is able to take the win, having the power clam, the other team not having one readily available, which means overtime won't be able to activate. And it seems that Dawn is definitely going to take the win here. An excellent job, excellent gameplay to both teams.
Excellent play indeed. But I have to say, Skeppy, I want to see more of your blob Arcana. You were hyping me up so much for those weapons, and you just show up with the end zap. Come on, Skeppy, show us what the blob can do. We're seeing JP players play the blob so well. I want to see your blob. Geometry, trigonometry. Honestly, I'm not smart enough to play blob, even though I actually have 2 degrees canon. And you can play the blob, but can you play it that well?
I mean, maybe. I have the degrees in computer science too. I had to do a lot of math myself, but I don't think I could play blob that well.
I think I missed the question on the final exam that said if you hit a blob on the wall, where does it go? So that explains why I cannot play the blob.
I can hear, man.
So once again, we are gonna go to our small break. We'll be joining you viewers at the next set. Don't go anywhere. This is still first day of Low Ink. There's Low Ink tomorrow again, where more commentators will have the opportunity. But right now, don't go anywhere. We'll be coming back soon.
with those clans. Bebop gonna try to drop down now, but unfortunately nobody really near them. Not gonna be able to assist quite in the way that they've anticipated yet, but they are eyeing this Booyah Bomb, but the Booyah Bomb is eyeing them!
You gonna move? You gonna move, bro? You gonna move? So, there are players jumping in from Illuminati Soup, taking care of one. They're not completely out of the hen house, though. Lyman goes down, and I believe the bamboo. Oh, the bamboo slipped everybody! It gets to 5 remaining! What a play! The last weasel left in the hen house. Deep hole into that deficit, but they might have sacrificed a little too much here. Now Frank has got the baller in a claim. Oh, they popped the baller! And that allows another player to jump in. This isn't going to be game, but it's going to be 3 remaining. A bit of a blunder there, popping the baller with the power clan. Frank says thank you, and Tri-Shaft up top does get coming out as well. Should be enough to chase out players. The K-Gal does go down, but here comes the Inkjet as well. 3 players go down. They survive it all. And now it's just the Nautilus. There's no way they can get control of zone right here. Game 1. Finally, somebody holds firm. And you see a little bit of a...
Welcome back, everyone. This is round 3, low wink day 1, and we are gonna go for a mode that I always think is my favorite, tower control on Starfish main stage. I actually think this is always a time where you have to play a backline, because Starfish main stage you'll see, even in other modes, you can see a lead eater popping off. For Rainmaker, it's a little bit harder in Clamblitz, but for Starfish, TC, and Zones, there's always an opportunity to see Astro and LT3 to fight on, I believe it might be our last match commentating today, Kenan. So, this is the last match. You already got the Slushy Machine and the Flingza. Is there any other weapon that you want to see that you love it so much?
She liked the way that I dance, she liked the way that I move. Shout out to Pop Smoke, rest in peace, man, excellent rapper. So for the weapons that I want to see, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'd like to see a V-Machine. I pulled out the V-Machine myself, you know what I'm saying? Like last month during SOS, people were just like, a V-Machine, really? Yes, a V-Machine. V-Machine is cool, so that would be something I'd like to see. I also like to see some more Splatlings, you know, I haven't seen a remix yet or anything either.
Yeah, remix is honestly, I feel for the remix players that it's so hard to play. I'm not gonna be complaining a little bit about the meta, because that's not what you're here. You're here to see amazing low-level play from both of these teams, and we're seeing the Squiffer show up, and we're seeing this Jet Scorcher show up with the Ray. Oh boy.
This is gonna be a wild one, man. We see the fresh Squiffer coming with the Inkjet, and we see a Forge too. We see a Forge. That ain't no squeezer, bro. That ain't no squeezer. That is indeed a Forge splatter shot. Whoa, Pro right up in here, bro. And the other team's running with the K-Pro, the C-Jet, Astro shot, and the Zappa's one. Oh, actually, the Fade actually. With 3v3 going down in mid here, the K-Pro trying to get some distance here, but look at the Forge popping out bubbles and pushing these pros back.
Yeah, it seems that even though that pick happened, nothing could be more capitalized, and it seems that LT3 is having a little bit of an opportunity to push. I think the splash was a little bit too aggressive, and unfortunately that was their downfall for the flank. Junior trying to get even more armor and go for the sneaky point on right crates. The Booyah Bomb from the K-Pro is trying to get a little bit something to happen in front, but unfortunately with the Junior all the way far away, this is a 3v4 situation. And oh my god, the unfortunate bomb from the Junior.
Yeah, the junior is definitely not something you expect on a flank, and definitely wasn't there to help his teammates in mid. However, we have a 3v3 situation going on here as the fresh Swiffer getting an awesome pick. I saw that, Swiffer. I see you. As they're trying to make their way back into mid here with the 3v4 situation. 2v3 now. As the green team might be taking tower on here, trying to starting that push back over into the. We're checking with the siege going down, so their main getaway to stop the tower with the spinners being not earlier than expected. The armor being popped. However, the bubble's able to take that armor out and get one more, getting the octave on the floor left.
Yeah, the first checkpoint is gonna be broken for here for sure. Everyone from green team has just been alive, but unfortunately they were mostly paying attention to the left side of tower and not paying much to the right, which gave the opportunity for the K-Pro. Splash here, using their speed and movement quite well, trying to get a little bit more special with the bomb rush. But even if they do, I do think it's a little bit not safe to use it just now, because you're gonna use that special for pushing, not trying to extend the push where you have no backup support from your teammates. So they're saving that special for sure and getting the fight in mid once again.
Absolutely, and with nearly 2.5 minutes left, it's still anybody's game here. Nobody's managed to pass the first checkpoint. However, the green team has 2 people down. Let's see if the Splash can get the pick. No, listen to the Splash getting picked as it's nearly a full wipe. The junior left, and it is a late wipe as the pink team is getting on down to that first checkpoint. Inkjet coming out from the Astro. Looks like they're able to get. Looks like they're able to get another one. The fresh Swiffer going down too. Looks like they have a pretty free pass to the first checkpoint with the Ray coming too, getting anybody off that snipe. You know what I'm saying? With somebody look like maybe the Splash on the top, but unfortunately the Splash goes down, just barely not being able to checkpoint. We do break the checkpoint too. K-Pro getting that clutch break in the checkpoint, bro, in a full wipe.
A full wipe. This doesn't look good for LT3. Astro is now trying to break the second to last checkpoint. They do break a 30 points mark. It's looking very dire situation for LT3. It seems that right now they're being able to push in. It's just the junior life versus the K-Pro. Honestly, the K-Pro has the upper hand. The K-Pro trying their best to keep the tower still moving. This is not the end of the push for Astro, but the well placed ball from the junior getting more and more picks. Finally a wipe. L3T has the opportunity to start their own push and finally get more points.
I don't know about you, my guy, but I think that junior just might have gotten the quad just by throwing bombs, man. You love to see it. As the green team starts to get more control up in mid here, the fresh Swiffer almost has Inkjet. However, they don't have an armored mini combo mid, so maybe we'll see the fresh Swiffer might wait on that armor to get a nice combo going here. As we see 2 more stuff with the bomb rush and the bubbles as well. Not quite getting on the tower yet, as they do see that the C-Jet has been ready. Popping the armor now. However, the Jet has not used it very smartly, maybe holding it. Oh, they're going for it now. Over now, not for the tower, but going for something all the way on the far right. Triple popping the Booyah too. Finding somebody, gets 1. Junior goes down. Somebody on the left gets 2 also, man. Excellent defense. Gets 3, excuse me. Gets. Alright, you know what? I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry for interrupting. You can go ahead and get that quad.
Amazing quad from the K-Pro. And I would say, I'm trying to get the idea what LT3 is doing. They are very well syncing the bomb rush from the Splash with the bubbles from the Forge. The problem is, I don't think they are using the bubbles smart enough, because once you throw the suctions, those bubbles explode very fast. But at the same time, they're not exploding. They get a pick or 2, and then for some reason I think the K-Pro just pops off and gets everyone else. They were overextending. Like literally at the end of the match, I honestly think that the K-Pro will get a fat 20. A fat 20 at the end of the day. I honestly just want to see it. And with 66 is the last opportunity for them to push and get to lead perhaps.
Absolutely, yeah. We headed on to overtime here. The Inkling still on the first checkpoint. That was a nice pick on the object. I definitely needed that. As the entire team is still up here. Oh, however, one going down on the tower. Still with two people trying to scramble on the tower. With one on the bottom right with the K-Pro. Everybody just throwing bombs, everything they have. Last thing ever, no pun intended, with the bubbles coming out. Trying to protect the tower. Jump in. Everybody trying to get off the tower. Still on the tower. How is this Splash still alive on the tower? No way! Oh my goodness, that was a clutch of all clutches if I ever seen one, man.
Oh my, I lost my breath over there. I knew that the green team was gonna pull something after breaking the first checkpoint, because they literally there was an interaction that the Octashot could have just waited in order to get that win. And even though the K-Pro didn't get a fat 20, the Splash got a fat 21. That's the entire match. That was a very well entertaining match, and I would recommend both teams because here's the thing: both teams had the potential to win that match. It was a matter of just like a little bit of small mistakes from individual players, and I will say one of the examples that we got to see when the Forge was using bubbles. Someone from the pink team just decided to jump into the bubbles, like embrace me bubble, let me hug you, and then got splatted, and basically by the time you would be respawned, they would be at the checkpoint. That was one of the mistakes I saw that could have been a little bit different. You have to remember, you don't need to stop the tower at specific points. You just need to stop it just before the point that you lose lead. It's about playing strategy and playing patiently, not just rushing objective.
Yeah, and speaking of the bubbles, that was an excellent gameplay by the Forge too, managing to get the tower, but I think only maybe 19 or 20 seconds left because they knew they needed to get this tower to get this overtime push going. They were able to get 2 bubbles on that push too because the Forge is not exactly known for being the best painter in the world. However, with the recent buff of the Forge's points for specials going down, it looks like they definitely came in clutch because they were able to get another set of bubbles to protect the tower even further on that little tiny crevice right there after the second checkpoint going into that third one to get them the lead at the end. And this flash definitely clutching on that tower, man. That 21 points at the end there, definitely with clutch gameplay coming out from this flash to get that win.
And now for Sturgeon Shipyard Zones, honestly, I don't see a reason for LT3 to change their comps. Their bubble combo with the bomb rush from the splash, it seems to work pretty fine for getting mid. It was just difficulty for pushing tower. And because zones is a static objective, you can literally just, honestly, just keep using specials to keep your enemies away from the zone, and that works just fine. We're seeing that they're not changing comps, it's just mostly Astro with the Hydra.
Yeah, we see the Hydra coming in there with the only charger on the field being the Squiffer. The Squiffer might have a little bit of trouble getting in there if the Hydra's there blocking them. And we also see more or less the same comp from the green team as the slash goes down very early with the armor coming out for the green team. With the K-pop definitely trying to make their way in, trying to get the Squiffer out of there. The Squiffer definitely on the bottom right may not be the most comfortable position for them. And Bubba's coming out as well too, with the Hydra and the Junior going down with a 2v2 situation now turned into a 2v1. You see that the orange team get it down to a 1v1 now, as the splash on the orange team Wolf definitely getting that last pick and holding his own for the team.
J13 with the K-Pro range was very well aware, and I think the splash wasn't judging the full range. That was a little bit why they lost the 1v1 setup. Just trying to hope that the bullets would connect, but it's just that the K-Pro still has more range than you. And with 40 points down, the green team hasn't been able to take. They're trying their push with the bubble and combo. The last bubble is always the biggest one. Neutralizes the zone. The bomb rush keeps coming in a clutch, throwing away as far as they can. They definitely seem to be able to cap the zone. The bubble doesn't get the pick. The Booyah Bomb comes in clutch, trying to get control of the zone back. They do neutralize and get 2 people!
Yeah, K-Pro definitely with an excellent Booyah Bomb placement. Man, you can get 2 people as it's just the Forge on top of Snipe, and the Forge goes down. And it looks like that might be the game. It's River trying to make some type of miracle play here, but with only 4 points left on the board, the game is going to go to the orange team. That was excellent lockout gameplay from the orange team. Man, with the Hydra definitely facing huge walls. The Hydra didn't have an E-leader to worry about. Hydra probably had free range to do what they wanted, but they came up with an excellent Booyah placement. They knew they wanted to get back to the zone quickly, so they threw it exactly where they knew they were going to be. Boom. Easy 2 people.
Easy 2 people indeed. And not to mention that the K-Pro, honestly, I think it was the main enabler for Astro in order to get the zone control most of the time, because I was thinking the bomb rush was going to make the difference and managed to at least neutralize it and apply the penalty, but I would say that their teammates were just very smart on when to paint. I honestly want to rewatch that myself later on my spare time to see where was everyone painting and how could that have made any difference.
Absolutely, and as we move on to Rainmaker, Humpback, Pump Track, the notorious map mode combination where no lead is safe. It is extremely easy to get a ton of points on Humpback Pump Track. That's why even if you push it maybe to like 20, 15, 10, doesn't matter, man. The other team could definitely make that back if they coordinate their specials the correct way. And if it's a full wipe, you better hope you got some quick respawn on, because you're gonna need it.
Oh yeah, I think Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track is always like it's really pumps your heart to the maximum. During Riptide, it was such a clutch match. I wasn't at the event. I was at a roller coaster park that is close to Ohio, and because there were a little bit of lines, we were literally just watching on a small phone. But it was such a hype match because it's so easy to lose lead and regain lead. It's just like if both teams like it was have to win and I
Starburst,
can't
right?
remember. Starburst. Yeah, I was gonna say something with a. Yeah, Starburst. And Starburst managed to get the reverse sweep. That was such a hype set. Oh my god, Humpback Rainmaker was so fun to watch.
Oh yeah,
Do you
speaking of which, Starburst also brought out the Silver Arrow Spray, which nobody thought would be happening. Silver Arrow Spray is a different type of beast during Rainmakers, because it can have LDE suction bombs, a curling bomb rush can pop the Rainmaker shield, absolutely destroy the Rainmaker shield as well. Not that I don't think we'll see it here, but also something to keep in mind if you want to do something crazy.
like you can use the Silver Arrow Spray, but if you want tips on why did it work on that match, it's not because they play the weapon. It's because they know how to use the weapon. It's the difference between knowing how to play it and knowing how to use it.
Exactly. We're seeing a bubble bamboo coming out from K-Cat, who was playing Fresh Swift for the previous two games. That's a very interesting choice. As we also see the Sloosh 7 as well. Excellent choice on Rainmaker. With the early raid coming out from the purple team, coming in here with their standing combo. Looks like they were using the combo modes. The hammer just barely misses Wolf, and Wolf just takes the opportunity to go ahead and rush the Rainmaker. The Rainmaker going down. Another thing about Rainmaker, the person holding the Rainmaker, if they go down, that's an automatic 3v4.
Honestly, I actually never thought to consider that, but you're actually right. Like, you were right in terms of like, oh yeah, it is a 3v4 situation when someone picks the Rainmaker, and I think it's worse when someone... It's a wipe for the purple team! Can they be able to push in? Can they be able to KO?
They will.
Well, that was quick.
Exactly, yes. Like I said, man, that's the power of Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker. If you get wiped, then it's very hard to defend against that, because there's like not too many places where you can come poke your head out, because the other team could just camp where you might want to drop, and you might not get to stop the Rainmaker. So the most you can do is try to throw bombs and hope for the best.
Yeah, honestly, and also I'm gonna be honest with the purple team. The purple team choosing to go left side instead of going for the vanilla always safe path on the right, that was very smart on their choice. Knowing also from where to push, it is always very crucial. You get more points from pushing left side, and because of the wipe, they were very smart on doing that.
Exactly, yeah, the left side is actually faster than going over on the right side. The right side is the safest, but if there's a wipe, and since the Rainmaker was already sitting on the left side too, excellent game awareness for them to go on the left side and get those quick points and quick knockout.
Well, this is unfortunately the end for me and Cannon on the mic. I do hope you all have enjoyed our commentary, and I do hope that we have changed many people's mind that me and Cannon can actually behave on a VC channel for once. Cannon, where and when they can find you? Because honestly, you still don't have a Twitter, but you want to make it one once again.
Yeah, so this was surprisingly enough my first time commentating, period. If you enjoyed my commentary, thank you very much. If you didn't, that's cool too. I love everybody, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's been Cannonball 2K New York, the pretty boy Cinderace, you already know. Gonna be back on Twitter, probably next Friday, gonna remake it, you know what I'm saying? Hope everybody enjoys their Saturday, enjoy the next commentators coming up on the mic. Some more excellent Splatoon gameplay going on today. An amazing commentator for you all.
Thank you very much. I've been Superfur013. You can find me on Twitter at Superfur013. It has been a pleasure commentating with Cannon, finally on mic, changing people's mind. It's been a pleasure commentating Low Wink Day 1. Thank you so much for the staff. I will see you all in the next comment, and probably gonna roast Popgun right now on his DMs. Bye!
Peace.
a jump in from Current Bay, but they are called out, and that's a complete wipe. So the winner of this set is going to be Inkluminatis.
Wow. Are you not entertained? I think counterpicks was a good idea. This has been a fun lowing so far.
Yeah, they've only got single digits for that penalty left, and now it is completely gone. The members of the anti are in action, though. Only a few points left. We've got Grace here on the try, going for a flank. They do lose the lead, but Grace gets a nice double, and that's 3 down there. A triple out of Grace on that try slosher. Really, really nice flank
Make
there.
anything happen with those clams. Bebop gonna try to drop down now. But unfortunately, nobody really near them. Not gonna be able to assist quite in the way that they've anticipated yet. But they are eyeing this Booyah Bomb, but the Booyah Bomb is eyeing them.
You gonna move? You gonna move, bro? You gonna move?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Low Ink October 2021. Gonna be diving into round 4 momentarily, but go ahead and, I guess, introduce ourselves. So I am DRF, joined by Falco. Falco,
yes.
Welcome. I think you said this is your first time here at Low Ink, right?
Yeah, it is my first time commentating Low Ink. I am so excited today. We've seen 3 amazing sets so far, and I'm very excited to commentate 3 more sets with you, DRF.
Yeah, and I guess we'll be diving into this one shortly, but we got JPEG versus Vivace. So I think JPEG was a team that was kind of notable coming into this because, first of all, it's named JPEG.
Yeah, and you know, it made its rounds on Twitter, and we all got a few good chuckles out of it. And I think it's going to be a good set. I recognize Snek playing from the Wiggly Phantoms, who, you know, is kind of going through restructuring right now, so they're not going to be participating. But I think this will be a really good match.
Yeah, it definitely should be. I'm kind of excited to see what these teams are going to bring out. So we're going to actually be diving into Clam Blitz on the Reef for our game number 1 here in round 4. Falco, what is your take on this?
I really like this map mode combo. You know, I'm actually a big fan of Clam Blitz. I know a lot of people don't really like it, especially in solo queue, but man, I'm telling you, when you're playing clams in League and you're playing in tournaments and PBs and you're vibing with your teammates, it is so much fun. And the Reef is a very, very good stage, and I'm really looking forward to it. And actually, these teams kind of readied up pretty quickly, so we're going to hop into this sooner than later.
Awesome. So here we go. Game number 1, JPEG versus Vivace on Clam Blitz the Reef. So gonna be interesting to see what kind of comps get brought out here. But definitely one thing's gonna be for certain is that these teams are gonna try to very quickly clash on that bridge, because that is such a pivotal position to be holding, you know, regardless of what comps you're running it. And also seeing that Nautilus on the side of JPEG, that's going to be huge for trying to hold that bridge.
Yeah, absolutely. And then having a slosh or two, just being able to drop down and get a bunch of kills that way, it's going to be really, really great. And these teams are kind of starting at now. And the great thing about Clam Blitz is you can really just spread out and take any part of the map. But like you said, this bridge is a very early battleground for these teams, as one of the players for JPEG goes down. And right now, still kind of collecting clams, but Vivace are now pushing up a little more, leaving JPEG kind of in a hole with all these specials coming out.
Yes, indeed. And H doing a fantastic job on this K-Gal, just continuing to hold their position near this bridge. Gonna be popping that Booyah Bomb now, right back over the other side of the bridge, and gets a nice little pick there as well. The base does have quite a few clams to their name at this point, which could be enough to start getting a push together, but with that K-Gal going down, it seems like they're gonna have to back off. Plus the rain, JPEG really starting to make a move on this bridge towards the basket.
Yeah, a lot of members from JPEG really pushing forward, but right now nobody has a power claim yet. Snek is going to sneak around the side, and it looks like they do score. So JPEG members are going to be trying to push up. It looks like nobody's really at the basket right now. A lot of the action is still kind of back behind bridge, and unfortunately there's no follow-up for JPEG as we have about 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that unfortunately is just going to be a one power clan push. It's kind of nice that they, at least got that initial score, but if you're JPEG, you definitely were hoping for more, because now this does give a pretty solid clam advantage to vivace, and they are making their move towards the basket now with 2 power clams going in. The Booyah Bomb, they're going to come out from JPEG to try to put a stop to this, and it doesn't seem like vivace is going to be able to get any more clams in unless they can get it in the last second, and Takeo almost keeps that basket open, so it's going to be a 2 power clam push to counter the initial 1 clam push from JPEG, so that's going to be enough for the lead. However, neither team really establishing dominant position early on.
Right, we see both of those power claims go in, but unfortunately there's no follow-up. If right now JPEG has more map control, looks like Sonar's going to go up and Booyah towards the basket, going to have to go back, gets 1 kill on Gibbs. Sonar's going to go up to the basket and is going to score. Will we see a follow-up clam? Slayer's pushing up, Sonar's pushing up, got the wall there ready. Slayer still now is going to go up the side of Icar, but is now spotted, able to not get any more clams, and still no follow-up clams.
That was a crucial pick though, but unfortunately, yeah, like they weren't able to just follow up, and that's just kind of what's been happening all game long. 3 minutes in, we've seen only power clams get into the basket, which, is kind of nice, but at the same time, the clams that follow up are just so huge. Neither team able to build up a, big enough lead to feel comfortable at all. But one thing that is, I think, worth noting is just the special coordination between these teams on whether they're pushing or playing from a defensive position. Both teams are doing very good with utilizing these specials.
Right, they absolutely are. As we see, every time we see a special, there's always another special to come with it. We see Rain, we see Bubbles. Gibbs is going to be pushing up kind of by tree. Ada is going to be using that Booyah Bomb, allowing Gibb to push up again with the Brella. Will there be a score? It looks like it's just missed. Ooh, and 2 players are down on both teams. Oh man, that was so close. Right now, JPEG still needs to find the lead, but they were able to avoid letting their basket get open, and man, that may have really helped them out as they're able to get some more map control and push up towards this bridge.
Yeah, that was quite unfortunate indeed, but they do have, but now it's JPEG that does have a power clam. vivace trying to, get a couple of nice picks before picking up more clams themselves. And one thing that I think I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen so far is any really backdoor plays, but as I say that, we do see Snek getting behind the basket. Can the jump come in? I think they might have jumped to the wrong person, unfortunately.
Now Des is going to be jumping in. Can Descord get a follow-up and get down to 31? So here is the good push that JPEG was really looking for. Will they have enough claims to follow up? Yes, they do have some claims scoring behind the car. And right now, Des just tearing it up by the basket, but is going to go down. Basket is going to close. 20 seconds remaining. Right now, JPEG leads with 28 points remaining.
And with 15 seconds to play, this is absolutely now crucial for vivace. It is a 3v3 situation. They do get the numbers back first, so that is going to help them try to make a final push in overtime. They do have 2 specials on the line that they can definitely use to their advantage here, but now 8 goes down. So now it's a 4v3 in favor of JPEG. Gibbs trying to use that Brella to make a move towards the basket. Finally going to be able to start pushing up, and 2 picks, 2 people going down on the side of JPEG. Can Gibbs get to the basket in time? This is going to be really close. Oh, no!
So close for vivace. Unfortunately, they couldn't get there in time. I'm really impressed they stayed alive that entire time. but time was on the side of JPEG in that match and gives JPEG the first win of this set.
Phenomenal play from both of these teams. I mean, just constant back and forth in the first really 3 minutes of this game. I mean, maybe even 4 minutes. But JPEG finally managing to break through. They got the back door, which is really, I think, the first and only time that either team utilized the back door to get behind the basket and, bring in a jump with a power clam. And they, executed that perfectly. So that's what ultimately gave them that big lead that we finally were looking for from either team. But yeah, I mean, vivace, phenomenal job trying to just keep this game alive in overtime. Unfortunately, just a little short.
Yeah, pretty much just like you said, and the only time there were any follow-up claims was when they were pushing through the back alley by the car too. So we saw a lot of just kind of one and done scores. You get the power claim in, unfortunately can't follow up, but a really, really strong effort there by JPEG and vivace. They were so close, but coming up next we have tower control on Manta Maria. What are your thoughts on this?
I am a huge fan of Manta Maria. I just love the map. I mean, as a Tri-Slosher player, I guess, a little bit of bias there. But, I definitely really love this map mode combo. It's going to be interesting to see if there's any adjustments made because of how many just sort of tight corner ledges there are on this map. That Tri-Slosher, if it does come back, going to be super effective. And
yeah, absolutely.
There it is.
Yep. A lot of the same weapons. Nothing's really jumping out to me that changed. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, but it's I like these comps. I like what both teams is running. Not much of a backline for vivace, but whatever works for them.
Yeah, and they don't really need one as much here because the tower does go through some very tight corridors. It's kind of hard to utilize a backline in the same way as you would on other map mode combos. So I think they're perfectly fine here without a definite backline.
Which makes sense. And now JPEG, they get past their first checkpoint rather quickly. 2 players are down now on vivace. Ness is going to be using the inkjet and gets a nice kill on Taco as JPEG approaches their second checkpoint. And man, they are flying through this stage. 3 players alive on both teams. Dre's going to be pushing up the side. Unfortunately, can't quite get to the tower and is right now under the tower. We'll have to make a detour to get over there. But it looks like JPEG gets all the way to 29, which is a very, very good push in the first minute of this match.
Yeah, very, very good push. That is true indeed. But 8 going to be chucking a Booyah Bomb right at the corner. They're probably not exactly the placement that they were looking for. And it is still vivace on the back foot as just the pressure continues to come through for JPEG. They have not let this tower completely reset at all. And vivace just trying to get a little bit of map control once again. Finally seeming like they're about to break through a little bit, at least get the neutral here, and it looks like they're just going to continue to put more paint down the mid.
Right, but now JPEG, they're using 3 of their specials right now, and Tower is now back at mid. But look, JPEG definitely has a player advantage with 3 players being down on vivace, and Sonar is going to be pushing up. Chances are they're going to be riding the tower again, and it looks like they are. And look at both of those players pushing up the left side. Sonar is going to go up mid. I'm not sure who's on the tower right now. Snek trying to flank a little bit, but gets taken down, looks like by Taco. And the tower's approaching 29, which is where JPEG had it the first time, but a very, very nice snipe by Taco onto Slayer. 2 players down now on JPEG, and it looks like vivace has control of the tower again.
Yes, and they absolutely, stopped it right where they needed to, preventing JPEG from getting just a single more point on the board. I mean, they're already facing a massive deficit, and that's going to be 3 down. Can they complete the wipe? Yes, they do. Great job there by vivace, and now they are finally going to be able to put points on the board for the first time in the second half of this game, and they're going to get through that first checkpoint absolutely no problem. Dre now popping out that inkjet, going to try to get a couple of picks as they approach checkpoint number 2. All the specials coming out for vivace, but they do go 2 down. This might be the end of the push for now, but 53 points remaining is not bad, given where they've been the first half of this game.
Yeah, that's right, and that swim up that ledge was a little interesting. But Yeah, that's right. Getting all the way to 53, and not quite the push that vivace needed. It's definitely headed in the right momentum right now, as again, 2 players down on JPEG, and they have the tower getting to that second checkpoint, getting past where they were before. Can they get past this checkpoint? They're very close, and it looks like they do. Oh, but now gets taken down. It looks like by Sonar, but oh, it looks like Taco's back on the tower. Dre is getting towards the tower too, and that's going to be the lead for vivace.
Oh my goodness. Phenomenal job there to just get the tower where they needed it, and I think that was 3 down right there, so they're going to be able to put more points on the board. Age now bringing out the Booyah Bomb, seeing if they could actually try to secure a knockout at this point, which, I mean, 3 minutes ago was not even going to be part of this conversation, and they continue to ride the tower. That is going to be 2 down though, but with only 1 person left up on the side of JPEG, they might be able to push this, but no, Dez doing a great job there, finishing the job, and just continues to put together a solid defensive effort here. I mean, with 30 seconds left, that's absolutely what they needed.
Yes, they definitely needed that. As the tower is going to go back to mid, there's really just a battle for map control kind of right where their tower is, and JPEG really going to need to take advantage of this time to get some picks, build up their specials, and prepare for their specials right as vivace team members come in. And JPEG now has a tower, so 2 players down on vivace. Ooh, but 2 players then go down on JPEG. Looks like Slayer's on the tower. Dre is spotting them. Des is trying to help out a little bit. Slayer on the tower, but has to hop out for just a second. This is such a tricky part to be in if you're JPEG, and that is going to be the match going to vivace.
Oh man. Wow. Just another amazing game between these 2 teams. Just constant back and forth. JPEG just dominated the first 2.5 minutes of that game. I really wasn't sure if vivace was, going to be able to come back from that, because JPEG was in the driver's seat for that entire first 2.5 minutes. But suddenly just they managed to get a nice triple, I believe it was, that kind of, snowballed into this push that, they managed to just keep the pressure on. They established a very strong position and didn't allow any members of JPEG to get even close to that tower again. And, bringing that all the way down to 11 points remaining. And, from there, they just need to play a little bit of defense.
Yeah, they did, and moving on to this next stage, Splat Zones on New Albacore. This is such a big map, where it's very easy to just fall in the water, and running across these grates, it always scares me. I don't know, what weapons do you like to play on Splat Zones New Albacore?
I'm normally subbed out.
So I like this one.
I don't play this one. But yeah, as a Tri-Slosher player, this isn't really a friendly map for short-ranged weapons. This is going to very heavily favor those midline and backline, weapons, and it's a really, really tough map if you play shorter-ranged weapons at all. So it's going to be interesting to see what sorts of adjustments these teams make, because I feel like with Splat Zone's New Albacore, this is one of those maps where teams need to make, very deliberate adjustments to compensate for, how this map is laid out. So it'll be interesting to see if these teams make those adjustments.
Yeah, and our teams are ready, so let's bring you the last match. JPEG, vivace, both teams have a win so far, so whoever wins this match will win the set.
Alright, so I know big game here between these 2 teams. I believe both teams are sitting at 2-1. So winning this will put you in a pretty solid position to try to get into that alpha bracket.
That's right, and now we do see a charger from Taco, and a very similar comp, I think, from JPEG from the previous match. Really not many weapon changes that we've seen.
No, I mean, I think one thing is that the K-Gal was swapped out for the Neo Splashomatic there, which I think is a good choice to have that bomb rush. That's going to be really helpful. We're trying to paint the zone or just put pressure on the other side of that water gap.
Absolutely. The thing about Splat Zones, it is such a special, spammy type of mode because you're just constantly re-inking that zone, building up your special. So having any sort of bomb rush like a Neo Splash is going to be really crucial. And right now, JPEG has the lead, and they're doing a pretty good job locking out members of vivace. Dre's going to be trying to sneak up the side with one of their team members, but now is spotted, and they're going to slowly push up with maybe the Brella. Dre's going to be pushing out just a little bit, and it looks like JPEG already has less than 50 remaining.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge first push from them, but it seems like they did go 2 down there momentarily, so this could be a big opportunity for vivace to flip the zone back in their favor, and they do get that done. So now they're going to be working on that very small penalty, and points are going to be, being scored here for vivace. But it does seem like that JPEG is in a position to flip this back real quick.
Yeah, especially with the help of that rain that didn't really paint the zone, but it's going to be helping them push up. And you're right, JPEG does take control of the zone. Des is going to be using the Inkjet and gets a nice assist. 2 players down on vivace, 3 players down as members of JPEG continue to push forward. The last one is spotted, and they're able to also just really push up and take control of business. They have less than 15 other penalty points remaining, so it'll probably go away no problem, as it looks like members from vivace are now going to regroup and going to be pushing up the side. And that was really nice of your JPEG, but now you're 2 players down. Members of vivace are pushing forward with the Brella, with the bubbles, and with some bombs too from the Fire Fin. So a really good counter push by vivace.
Yeah, that was excellent special coordination from vivace to keep themselves alive in this game, because it was starting to look a little bit bleak for them. And Taco with a nice pick there on the charger. And they're just going to continue to keep pressuring JPEG as they come in from that ramp side. But unfortunately, that is going to be 2 down for them to make it 3 down. I think that was a delayed triple. So it is going to go back in favor of JPEG. So once again, we are getting this back and forth game that we have seen from these 2 teams in the previous 2. I mean, this isn't even over, but like, just phenomenal play from both these teams.
Right, I mean, it's 2 incredible teams facing off of this early. We're halfway through the Swiss runs right now, but they're both doing a really good job. And it looks like vivace is going to be capping the zone, but quickly loses it. They do have 2 players down now. JPEG has a zone and has a player advantage. They're going to be pushing up a little more, painting, locking out these members of vivace, as it looks like 8 is going to be pushing in from that right side. And Dre and Taco might be trying to go mid a little bit, but if you're JPEG, you want to get rid of your penalty points and continue to wind down your remaining points to take the lead. And it looks like they're doing a really good job, as Dre is going to be really aggressive pushing up, but will Gibbs with this Brella be pushing forward and with the bubbles, and that is going to be a cap for vivace.
That was very clutch from vivace there. Perfectly timed to just keep themselves alive once again. They're kind of just, flirting with danger here, just time and time again. But they do a great job of being patient and coordinating their specials in order to flip the zone. But that is going to be all down again for vivace. So it just, the story here just seems to be that they're able to cap the zone just to keep themselves alive, but they cannot get a grip on the zone to put more points on the board. And it seems like that JPEG is going to get out of the penalty here. A last-second Booyah Bomb going to try to come in to save the game, but it is no good. JPEG going to be winning the set 2-1.
A really well-deserved win by JPEG. I mean, that match, in all 3 of these matches, really have just gone back and forth for both of these 2 teams. It has been really incredible. I feel like we've seen everything in this set. Any type of 1v1 that we could possibly see, it has just been really good.
Yeah, I mean, just great job to both of these teams. vivace put up such a good fight. Unfortunately, they did not get that set win, but at the very least, I feel like you can take away some confidence from this loss. I know that's kind of a funny thing to say sometimes, but, they just did really, really well, and it shows that they can hang with just about any team. I mean, now JPEG going up 3-1, so, they're going to be looking to hang with that upper group of teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And 2-2 after 4 rounds. You're kind of on the cusp of we could be placed in any bracket. You know, you really could go anywhere. You win your next 2, you could make alpha. You go 1-1, you could make beta, and then, you know, it's like anything's really possible. Such incredible gameplay by both of these 2 teams.
All right. Well, that is going to do it, though, for round 4 here in Low Ink. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break, get round 5 set up for y'all. You do not want to miss this. They don't have any clans to continue this push. So, unfortunately, that is going to be it for Access Denied, and now they have to put together a defensive stop. The Power Clan does go in for the wipeout punks. However, I'm not sure if they have the clans to follow. They do actually extend this, and the Power Clan going to come in and try to win this game, and they does! My goodness!
But with only 30 seconds left, that barely gives Nightshade X any time. We are right now 18-27 with Up the Ante in the lead. Boone is pulling out that hammer, that armor. Not a triple! This is exactly what Nightshade X is. They got to grab it and run.
A jump in from Current Faye, but they are called out, and that's a complete wipe. So the winner of this set is going to be Inkluminatis.
Wow. Are you not entertained? I think counterpicks was a good idea. This has been a fun lowing so far. You know, and one more player going down for free on the side of Sirius as Da Vinci does get... Oh, we got a double wipe! A double knockout, and the tower's just going to reset. Okay, the sparks kind of flew very quickly there.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. Immediately, a complete wipe on both teams. see right now, they are pounding down the points right now. Once again, that charger is up on that spinner, just adding so much pressure and just looking for anyone that they can snipe down.
You know, that's where you kind of need to be when you have that kind of a lead that they do. Hitting a nice shot on zone, getting a nice double, hello! And can they get zone?
Trouble, so it's like, I can push forward a little bit. I can be a midline for a little bit here. I love it. This is the last final push.
Possibility of decisions that Blade will make, but here we go.
Power contested. I don't have any words, as you can hear.
Yeah.
Bob coming out from the side of Hero Fan Club. Mars popping that armor. It's desperation time, doing anything they can to pop the zone. Pan going down. The zone still not solved. Finally stalls. And wow, it looked like the tournament was about to end right there. But Sirius digs deep and keeps it going for at least a little bit longer.
Sirius still
preventing Sirius from respawning, but they're working through their penalty points. They're into single-digit penalty points right now, and Sirius isn't in a good position to cap the zone, but Mars, out of nowhere, the NZAP going to find its way into the zone. Sirius has recapped the zone, and game over. Not in a good enough position to recontest. They don't have specials, and that's going to be it.
Hello everybody and welcome back. We are getting started with round 5 here. We had a nice little break, able to grab some water, relax. Hopefully you guys are all tucked into your seats, ready to watch some more amazing Splatoon. DRF, are you feeling refreshed?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And I'm really excited to see these two teams. We got the Ink Bashers going up against BlueMoon. Both of these teams sitting at 2-2. So, you know, especially with these later rounds, these are some really critical sets. It could be the difference between making a bracket and not making one at all.
Yeah, as we mentioned before in the previous set, we saw the team that lose, they went 2-2, and both of these teams, you could make Alpha, Gamma, or Delta really hard to tell with just 2 more sets left. Being 2-2, it's just a really hard position to be in.
Yeah, it really is. But, you know, and I think one thing that's going to be kind of interesting with this set is just how deep these rosters run. Both of these teams have 6 members apiece, so it'll be interesting to see if, you know, all of their members are present and they kind of, you know, start to swap in people between games, kind of just to cater to strengths or to try to counter the other team. I mean, it really could be a chess match.
It really could, and we're going to be starting off with Rainmaker on Blackbelly Skate Park, and I'm not a big Blackbelly fan, but I'm telling you, Rainmaker is one of my preferred modes when I play the stage. I was going to say, I'll talk about more about this stage. I thought they were ready. I don't know why I assumed that they were. I thought I saw the check marks there. But what are your thoughts on Blackbelly Rainmaker?
It's a very, very fast-paced map. So as soon as you get a couple people down, you're going to see the team with the numbers advantage pick up that Rainmaker and just start making moves as fast as possible. So this is probably going to be a little bit of back and forth, but it'll be interesting to see if either team is able to, you know, establish a pretty dominant position, get a nice clean wipe early on, and just make a really solid push. But one thing is for certain, on this map, no lead is safe. That's typically just true for Rainmaker, but especially true on Blackbelly.
Absolutely, and let's get a first glimpse at these two teams. It looks like we do see NZAP Jr., pretty much a lot of weapons that you kind of would expect for Rainmaker. I'm a big fan of the K-Shot, especially, you know, we see one on both sides, and it looks like Inkbasher's getting that early pop, and, you know, right now nobody's quite eager to pick it up. You definitely want to have a player advantage before you're ready to kind of pick up the Rainmaker, but some early specials coming out on the side of Inkbashers as they try to push up on this BlueMoon team, but really just kind of a stalemate so far. But right now Inkbashers pick it up. Looks like Skull's going to pick it up. Is he going to go to the left side? Let's see. Oh, but in a little bit of trouble from Dice. Skull's going to stay alive. Just really not able to push forward, but is now going to go down, and that technically is going to be negative points. So that is a very good move by BlueMoon.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at how this early game's kind of played out. I'm also kind of surprised by these compositions as well. So it is going to be BlueMoon that is going to pick up this Rainmaker. Get that stop was in a very critical position, and they're going to bring it all the way to 35 points remaining. They still have an even numbers distribution here, 2v2, as members from both of these teams are going to come back at a pretty similar time. And it is going to be Ink Bashers, though, with a couple of specials online. So they're going to try to force this reset, it seems, but BlueMoon inching their way towards that Rainmaker to keep it alive. Unfortunately, not going to be able to keep it in that position. It will reset.
Yeah, Rainmaker's going to reset as members of Ink Bashers continue to push forward. BlueMoon is going to get the pop, but right now Ink Bashers do have a player advantage. They have a 2-player advantage right now. We'll see if they pick up the Rainmaker, and it looks like Woomy is going to get Muffin, and Skull now has a Rainmaker. Members of Ink Bash are able to pick it up and continue to push forward. 1 player down on BlueMoon, using the Ray to really help guide the Rainmaker, and that Stamp is definitely coming clutch. 2 and 3 players are down now, as Skull is now going to go down, and what a save there by Muffin.
That was a huge play by Muffin. Unfortunately, though, Muffin gonna kind of back off in not really an advantageous position there, so that is gonna allow Ink Bashers to pick up the lead and settle for 22 points remaining, so that is a pretty strong lead there. However, like I said before, no lead is safe here. So, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what they're going to try to do here. It looks like they're going to go for a natural reset, which
look how many specials, though, BlueMoon has. Look at it.
Oh, they have all 4 online. That's going to be real interesting for this push. They do unleash 2 of them, so that is going to be missiles and armor coming out. The K-Shot, they're also going to be activating their special. And, it seems like out of all that, though, they really only got 1 pick, but it's a lot of pink, though, in mid.
There really is, and, unfortunately they weren't able to push it up as far as they wanted to. It's just so hard to avoid the Stingray sometimes, especially on a stage like this where you have to go up and down all over the place. You're going to get caught by that Ray pretty quickly. We have under 2 minutes remaining now, and like you said, no lead is safe, and definitely by watching these 2 teams, I believe it. We've seen pretty early pushes and near wipes too, but these players are really going back and forth, and right now members of BlueMoon just trying to protect this push right now, and unfortunately 2 of their players are going to go down as Skull is going to be pushing up the Rainmaker up the left side, and it looks like there is a clear path going to go up that left area again to kind of get some more height. It's really nice to go up there so you can avoid some bombs. Skull's now going to drop down. Can they push this lead past the 22 mark? And it looks like they will. Will Skull get the KO for Ink Bashers? And it looks like they do.
Wow. I'm impressed. I will honestly say I am impressed, because normally you don't see a lot of teams push the half pipe. The half pipe is just not a great way to navigate Rainmaker Black Belt usually. However, this is one of those exceptions where you just pick up a solid numbers advantage. I'm sure that they were communicating where the other 2 members that were standing on the side of BlueMoon were. So it's, just great team coordination there to ensure that the half pipe was safe for that Rainmaker. And it seemed like they just managed to punish the overextension by BlueMoon and secure that KO.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And coming up next, we have Clam Blitz on Inkblot Art Academy, and it looks like there will be a player swap, so we're going to see who's coming in and out of this lobby, but I'm telling you, these are some good Clam Blitz stages so far.
Yeah, Clam Blitz, I mean, just one of those modes where a lot of people just don't tend to like it, and, there's always people that are going to complain about the maps and whatnot, but these have, I think, been, for the most part, objectively good maps.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. This is probably one of my favorite Clams maps. Now, it's kind of interesting because you can take the quick, short route, kind of using that little pedestal to get close to the basket, or you could take the long, slick route. It really depends on how your team is set up, which push you want to do. If you have a lot of clams at the ready and you're not going to get caught, you might want to push up the slick. If you have a really aggressive push, you might kind of want to push mid with some nice bubble pops. I'm really curious to see what these teams will do.
Yeah. because there are just so many ways to push on this map. And I don't know if given the compositions we've seen, if we're gonna see anybody actually try to, flank up the bats. It'll be interesting to see if it does happen, but I just don't see it. I just don't foresee that being a situation here, where a team is going to utilize that. So I feel like this is going to be a more special, coordinated effort from both of these teams to just try to directly push up, the shortest path possible to the basket.
That's a good point, and I mean, we saw a lot of good special coordination in that first match, especially early on, and then like at that point when I believe all members of BlueMoon had all of their specials ready, it's like that's the Chuckles I'm in danger meme, that's basically what I think of whenever that happens.
Oh, that is a great way to put that. But we also did, noticed that when they did have all 4 specials online, they weren't able to make the move that we were sort of hoping to see. So, it's a good job there of, trying to coordinate the specials, but, once you activate the specials and making a move beyond that, that is a different thing in of itself.
That's right, and our teams are ready, so let's bring you Clam Blitz Inc. Blocked Art Academy. BlueMoon going to need this win if they want to keep their set win hopes alive. And here we go.
Alright, so a couple of different changes. Wow, okay. These are like 2 entirely different compositions that we're seeing compared to the first game.
Yeah, we see a double Splatling on the side of BlueMoon. I like it. I really like that choice.
Yeah, I think it's one that it's a composition we just don't see often at all. But I agree, it's a pretty fun and interesting choice here. Also, the Glooga's going to be coming out and the Squeeze, and I believe that's a switch to the Vanilla Jet as well for Ink Bashers.
Yeah, BlueMoon gonna have to be playing a little bit of early defense as Ink Bashers are quick to get some kills and push up. Right now, 3 players are down on BlueMoon. Can members of Ink Bashers get a power claim? And it looks like they will have a few to follow up, getting all the way down to 74. We do see some specials come in, so Ink Bashers gonna have to back out, maybe get some clams. And will Woomy get up there in time to score some clams? It looks like... Oh, wait. Wrong team. Okay. I got confused with the rotated camera, but yeah, I mean, getting to 71, that's not a bad push. It's not the below 60 you really want, but if it's quick, done quick, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and they are gonna follow up with another power clam almost immediately after that first push. So they are gonna just continue to keep the pressure on. The bubble's coming out as well. That is gonna be another power clam in the bank for Ink Bashers. Unfortunately, it does not seem like they have any other clams to follow up with at this time. However, they do maintain a numbers advantage, and I take that back. They did actually manage to get a couple more clams in there. 24 points remaining, and I think they have one more for the cherry on top. 21 points remaining. I think that's going to be the end of this push for the Ink Bashers, but with less than 2 minutes played in this game, that is really, really good.
Yeah, that really is, and that's got to be hard if you're BlueMoon. But luckily for them, they have control of mid right now. They do have some power claims at the ready. They're continuing to push up, building their specials. It looks like we do see a Booyah Bomb ready. It's going to be used pretty close to the basket as Leaf is going to be trying to fight the Gloogas, who are doing a little bit of a flank, and that is going to be the first score for BlueMoon.
Yes, that is going to be one power climb in, but I think this is going to be a one and done as the basket is going to close. So at the very least, I think you can argue this either way of whether that was an effective push. Obviously, you want to see them follow up, but given that the position that they've been in the first half of this game, at least getting that one clam in the basket, seeing that happen, kind of gives you reassurance of, okay, we're down, but we're not out.
That's exactly right. And I mean, unfortunately for them, there's less than half of our time remaining. And, I mean, Ink Bashers, they really don't... Okay, I was going to say, they don't have any claims, but now Skull picks up a power claim, but is easily spotted. But it looks like BlueMoon is going to score. And now Ink Basher is going to be jumping out, getting rid of their power claim, but that's going to be a wipe, so there's going to be no more follow-up for BlueMoon, and map control still stays into favor of Ink Basher. We're going to see a really quick response, and that is going to be a score by Skull.
And quickly out of the penalty, and the power clam coming in. Can they finish the job here? Oh, I think they barely got that in. Wow.
Yeah, that we just saw that out of the corner of our eye. Ink Basher's winning the set, getting that was a nail-biter finish for them, because if that power claim didn't go in, I don't think any more claims were going to be going in, and we could have gone the entire 5 minutes in that match. But with that being said, Ink Bashers are going to win that set 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, great job too to Ink Bashers for sealing the deal here. But of course, the set is not over. It is a play all three here in the Swiss stage of Low Ink. So we get to see a third game happen regardless between these two teams. And that is going to be on Tower Control, Mako Mart.
It is, and, you know, Mako Mart, a very, very nice stage. A lot of people really enjoy it. You know, we talk about Splat Zones, Mako Mart. First of all, I say Mako Mart, you say Mako Mart.
I actually say either. I say Mako. Okay. Yeah, I say Mako. People are like, it's Mako. So I'm like, okay, it's Mako. And then some people are like, it's Mako. So I'll say it either way.
Well, either way, we're going shopping because our teams are ready. Tower Control on Mako Mart. Will we see the double Splatling again? I don't think we will, but, you know, I always love to be surprised.
No, not... Well, okay, we actually... Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So we do have a Knot and Splatling remix, the heavy remix combo here, which is also another kind of interesting composition. Ink Bashers, though, on the other hand, going to be sticking to what they know and what has been effective, what was very effective for them in that last game.
Yeah, right now, it's like Ink Basher's going to get a really early player advantage, but are just now going to be taking the tower. We saw Jazz had to hop out of there as the tower approaches the first checkpoint. It looks like Ink Basher's doing a really good job just locking members of BlueMoon out. It's really hard for them to push forward with all these missiles, all this mist pushing in. Ink Bashers get past that first checkpoint pretty easily, but only one player alive on BlueMoon now. Skull going to be using some missiles to try and displace them, but this tower very easily getting to the second checkpoint.
Oh, and Skull getting a nice pick there on the rail. And this tower continues to chug along, hitting that third checkpoint. But, oh, the Booyah Bomb going to come out to temporarily stall it. So, unfortunately, though, not going to be able to follow up, it seems. That's actually going to be a triple, so there is the follow-up after all. But it's going to be 3 down on each side. Gold, though, coming in now once again. And going to be popping some missiles. So it seems like Ink Bashers are going to back off for now. I think they're pretty satisfied with this first push.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, getting to 16 with what that was basically 1 minute into the match, and Ink Bashers, they still have a lot of map control right now. I mean, there definitely is a battle at mid. Tower's going to go back to mid too, as 2 players of BlueMoon go down. And it looks like Ink Bashers will be trying to get that third person, but it looks like Kabi is almost caught, but one of their members goes down. It looks like it is the heavy remix. Kabi going to be pushing forward, gets a really nice pick, and they are back on this tower, approaching their third checkpoint.
Yeah, and this knockout seems inevitable at this point because Ink Bashers are just all over the BlueMoon's half of the map. So just constantly getting any pick that comes their way, and a knockout gonna be coming real close, but no, gonna stop at 2 points remaining. So a clutch stop there from BlueMoon to keep this game alive. They really want to get at least 1 game under their belt in this set, but you know, we're halfway through this game. They have yet to put any points on the board. Really hoping that they're going to be able to get something going here soon.
Yeah, doing everything they possibly can to stay alive. And look, that's a team wipe. Now it looks like BlueMoon going to be taking the tower. They'll probably get to their first checkpoint pretty easily. I don't want to jinx them. Leaf is going to be using a Booyah Bomb to try and displace a few of those members who are going to attack the tower. Tower now is now it's at the first checkpoint. It was so close before, but it looks like members of Ink Bashers jumping down and Leaf doing a really good job just getting those picks. Tower still at the first checkpoint, not quite there yet. Jazz going to try and hop on the tower to let it progress. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen just yet.
Well, they are going to get back onto this tower, though, trying to just brute force their way through it. Unfortunately, not going to be any good right now. So that is going to, I think that might be a delayed wipe on the side of BlueMoon. Ink Bashers, at this point, they really don't need to look for the knockout. With only a minute and a half left to play, it's just they need to play some solid defense. Don't necessarily need to play aggressive at this stage.
They do. And in other news, Macomart wins the poll, so I can go to bed easy tonight and know that everything is safe and sound in this world. Members of BlueMoon still just trying to push up, but can't quite get to mid just yet. Tower's still just going to be sitting there. It's going to be really crucial for members of BlueMoon to push up, but man, these Ink Bashers are all over the place, just trying to protect this tower. They're not even on it, but they're just making sure no members of BlueMoon can really push forward.
Yeah, I mean, they're pushing way up right now, which, like I said, is not a necessity, but you kind of like to see it anyways because it's just continuing to show how dominant they have been in this game, and if they can just keep BlueMoon pushed back into their base, they don't even need to worry about playing defense, trying to, I guess, defend that tower push, because there is no tower push.
That's right. We have just about 30 seconds left, and I mean, BlueMoon, they're really trying everything that they possibly can do. They're back on the tower. They still need to get all the way past their first checkpoint. They were so close before, and that's so hard when you just can't quite get past it. But they need to get these picks in order to progress, and it looks like they are getting a few members down, just one player alive. Oh, and that is a team wipe, and that will be game, giving the win to Ink Bashers.
All right, so Ink Bashers are going to win this set 3-0. But, some of those earlier games were, well, I guess game 1 was definitely, a little bit more closely contested between these two teams. But Ink Bashers finding their footing in game 2 and just proceeding to dominate the rest of this set. So phenomenal job to the Ink Bashers, who move up to 3-2, but BlueMoon going to be down to 2-3. Not out of it yet, though. They can still sneak in to one of the lower brackets.
They absolutely can, because we still have one more round of the Swiss matchups to go. We're going to be entering round 6 pretty soon, but before we do that, we will take a break, and we will be back with you guys shortly.
seconds. Oh, it's 3 down.
What's only left is the slosher now. So.
Oh, the bomb killed him! They gotta still keep going there!
Yes,
Oh my god!
Oh, fuck, it's the Booyah Bomb, though! The Booyah Bomb!
A little Danny Boy going in a little bit of alone, and this looks like it's going to be the lead for the Sirius if they can get this clam in. Apple trying to get it. Everyone's going in 1v1!
Oh! Boys saved what would have been a... And one more player going down for 3 on the side of Sirius as Da Vinci does get... Oh, we got a double wipe! A double knockout, and the tower's just going to reset. Okay, the sparks kind of flew very quickly there.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. Immediately, you know, a complete wipe on both.
Danny Boy's keeping the play way back, and the Rainmaker's trying to go for a run here, and now it's only 3 down, and there's only one left, and Downey's able to get the pick, but they need to pop this Rainmaker instantly, or else it's going to be the lead, and the Octolings get it! They get the lead! They're trying to lose the knockout, and Danny Boy does it! And we're going to game 5!
Hello everybody and welcome back to Low Ink October 2021. DRF joined by Falco once again, and we are going to be entering round 6, the final round of our Swiss stage, and this is an absolutely crucial matchup here.
Yeah, our sources tell us that, whoever wins may move on to the alpha bracket where the loser may move on to beta. You kind of want to be the team that makes alpha here.
Yeah, that's kind of how you win low ink. So absolutely, this is a very, very important set for both of these teams, because I believe they both sit at 3 and 2. So 4 and 2 is usually good enough to get into alpha, whereas 3 and 3, that's typically what you'll see for both beta and gamma brackets. So obviously things are a little bit hard to define when you have so many teams in tournaments like this. But I think we can speculate as to that being the outcomes here.
Yeah, and of course we won't really know, and unfortunately won't be able to give you all those details today on stream, but definitely pay attention to the Discord server, Twitter, all that good stuff to get your latest for IPL.
Yeah, so we're going to be diving into this first game here real soon. It's going to be Splat Zones on Wahoo World. Falco, what do you think of this one?
It's really interesting because I feel like this has a very small zone compared to any other Splat Zone stage. One Booyah Bomb could pretty much cap it, so these players are really going to be fighting for such a small territory.
All right, so taking a look at some of the compositions we have here. So we do see the orange ends up coming out, so going to be seeing some fun missiles. A junior on either end to get that oh-so-lovely armor spam, and an E-leader actually on both sides as well.
Yeah, that's right, and it looks like Emptiness taking the early cap as we have a few members of them pushing up forward. It looks like the Neo Splash is really trying to fight that 1v1 against the NZAP, but unfortunately goes down to it. Members of Vaporwave, they're kind of regrouping and just scouting around the area. The zone still belongs to Emptiness, even though we don't really see a ton of their members. Ooh, what a very nice snipe. Looks like they're kind of behind their zone, so Vaporwave really going to be needing to push forward in order to cap this zone.
Yeah, it's starting to sort of get out of hand here for Vaporwave, but it does seem like, well, Rob gonna be able to get off some missiles there and hopefully just get some sort of pressure going, but this score continues to tick down. 15 points remaining for Emptiness. At this point, this is going to be a last-ditch effort for Vaporwave to try to flip the zone. They do get it to neutral. Can they flip it? Yes, they do. So they're going to extend this game by just at least another minute. But with 3 down, that's going to be a full wipe. Oh, this is going to be a tough one for Vaporwave.
Right, and that's what you hate to see when you're Emptiness, though. You were so close to getting that one-push KO, but no, now you have 72 penalty points that you need to make up for. Now, they are making good work of this, just securing the zone and continuing to get members of Vaporwave, but, it's hard because, again, this match could have been over for them, but no, they're still alive thanks to Vaporwave, who's now pushing forward. We do see some bombs there. Will it be enough for them to get the cap? We do see 3v3, so not quite yet, as they're dwindling away at these penalty points, but it looks like Vaporwave is going to get that cap.
Yes, they do. I mean, if just for a moment, that's all they need right now. Now it's going to be the question of, can they convert this into a solid grip of the zone and actually starting to, earn some points here? And it seems like that's actually going to be the case. They do actually finally get, more than 10 points on a single push here, but it is going to be Emptiness getting that zone back in their favor. So Vaporwave, once again, a little bit on the back foot, but it seems like this is a much more workable position for them.
It really is, and now Vaporwave able to push up with the rain, push up with that Inkjet. Are they able to cap the zone? It looks like they are. They do have a player advantage as they push up against the Charger, and, Vaporwave, they haven't really had the zone for that long. Every time they've capped it, it just kind of immediately gone to Emptiness's side now, but looks like, look at all these specials that Emptiness is building up. They just started using some missiles, and it looks like the E-Leader's going to have to retreat just a little bit, and with that being said, Emptiness is able to take back the zone.
Yeah, but once again, these pushes for Vaporwave are getting stronger and stronger each time.
That's a wipe.
But that is going to be a wipe, so it's going to be interesting to see if Vaporwave can continue to respond to this adversity that they're facing. But this is going to be a much shorter penalty for Emptiness now, as they only have 10 points left on that penalty, and it will almost, surely be a knockout. But what's last effort here? No, it's not going to be any good for Vaporwave. So Emptiness going to take game number 1 after coming close time and time again, finally sealing the deal.
Yeah, Vaporwave, they were really close. Like, look at that zone now. They were so close to at least letting the zone go to neutral, but couldn't quite get away with the win. It just seemed like Emptiness just won all of the 1v1s and were able to stay alive, got all of their picks when they needed it. And man, that very early lead, getting all the way down to about 5 remaining, that is what was key for Emptiness.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how Vaporwave is going to respond, what sorts of adjustments might they be making, but I don't know, it could just be not their map mode, so we'll have to see how they respond on Rainmaker Anchovy games.
Yeah, now this one, I don't know, are you a fan of Anchovy games as a stage in general?
I'm a little indifferent on it. I think I lean in favor of Anchovy, slightly, but it's one of those that it could be a really mildly infuriating map sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I always struggle with kind of the fans and elevating the platform too. It's like I always want it down when one of my teammates wants it up, or it's not like when I play solo, at least. Solo is a whole different story. But you do have to have a little bit of different coordination there, just utilizing different areas of the map and how they move.
Yes, no, that is very well put there. So we'll see how these teams navigate Rainmaker Anchovy games. And once again, this is one of those maps where the Rainmaker, no lead is really safe. It's going to tend to be a pretty low-scoring game out of the gate, but one wipe can just stumble into a knockout.
Yeah, that's true, and we do see a Firefin. I don't know if we had that before. Yeah, we don't have an E-leader anymore, but right now it looks like Vaporwave is just being targeted by this laser right now, but one of the players on Emptiness is going to go down. We'll see Cody try and push up this right fan, getting a little bit of an elevated start with throwing some of their bombs too, and Luck is already up there right now, and this is a really good position if you're Vaporwave. Nobody has picked up the Rainmaker quite yet. They do have a player advantage. Looks like one of the players, looks like it's going to be Luck, who has to go back to pick up the Rainmaker, but is now going to push up, but unfortunately it looks like they don't have that much support right now, except for the Inkjet, which gets a good kill, and now the rest of their are down there, but really having trouble getting this past the fan.
Yes, but finally able to get that done. So can they stay up? Yes, Luck somehow stays up for a little bit longer. Some great footwork there from Luck. But, you almost kind of wonder if there was a missed opportunity there for Vaporwave, with Luck bringing the pressure early on, and I loved to see it. But, it seems like they could have possibly gotten some more points on the board, but they are doing a great job now of continuing to hold pressure on to Emptiness, and they are going to pick up that Rainmaker once again. That is going to be 3 down on the side of Emptiness, so more points hopefully on the board, but no, the Rainmaker gets shut down. A clutch stop there on the side of Emptiness to prevent any more points from being scored, but it just continues to be Vaporwave just mounting pressure just constantly on Emptiness, and this push I don't think is over yet.
No, I don't think it is either, and man, this is a very different style of play than what we saw in the first game. Looks like that Rainmaker is now going to reset, so if you're Emptiness, a little bit of breath of fresh air there. You still need to get control of mid and continue to get those picks before you can pick up the Rainmaker, but that just took about 2 minutes, and again, if you're Vaporwave, that is definitely walking away with a mental win at that point.
Yes, they did win the battle, but can they win the war? Because 62, solid first push, not a safe lead. And both of these teams just continue to just try to establish position in mid. Cody and Rob just trying to hang out in just a little bit of ink. able to get that pick on the splash. So they do pick up the numbers advantage for the first time in a while. And they do have a couple of specials online as well. A nice trade there that does work out in their favor, given that they were coming from a place of numbers advantage as well. So neither team really looking to pick up this Rainmaker, though, anytime soon, it seems.
No, yeah, because they keep going back and forth between these kills, but it looks like now Vaporwave does have the player advantage that they need in order to continue to push up this Rainmaker. We'll see if Rob is going to grab it. Looks like not quite yet going to go up the fans because they want to be the person on the attack, going to try and go for that charger. But again, they have the lead. They don't really need to pick up the Rainmaker right now, but like you said, no lead is safe even at 62 because that's just barely past the fans. I mean, the fans, it's hard to bring it up there, but man, it is just all these 1v1s, seeing 4v4s, 3v3s throughout this entire second half of the match.
The Stingray now going to be coming out, trying to get a couple more picks. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they are able to get it. But the Junior going to be going down now on the side of Emptiness. Now that's 2 down once again for Emptiness. Make it 3. So Vaporwave really with the numbers advantage now, but they are going to continue to decide to leave the Rainmaker alone. And, you know, this is a tough call to make because, you know, 62 still is not that big of a lead. So they're just going to continue to be confident in their position in mid, and it seems like they continue to just hold on to numbers advantages. But as I say that, they do go 2 down. The Stingray though going to be coming in and getting a pick themselves. So this one's going to be really close in the final 30 seconds here.
Yeah, and finally now Emptiness is able to pick up the Rainmaker going up the side. Can they make good use of this? It looks like they've got to avoid the inkjet, but can't quite do it. It's going to be really hard for them to get a solid pop as members of Vaporwave are going to be pushing up to contest this barrier. And if you're Vaporwave, you don't want to pop it. You just want to contest it, and they're sitting in such a good position to contest it right now. And it's not going to go in Emptiness's favor. Vaporwave is going to get the win.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Yeah. If you're a fan of Vaporwave, there, you were definitely like, your heart was beating pretty hard because they just like sometimes you're just like they can pick up the Rainmaker now, right? They're gonna pick it up now, right? But they just continued to leave it alone, and they were just very confident in their position, and they said, "We don't need it. We got 62 points. We know we can hold this."
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, I respect that confidence that they had.
Right. Oh, absolutely. And when you have a lead like that, you can play a little more conservatively. And again, they just were in so many 1v1s, just advantage or situations where they didn't have a player advantage, and they're like, "Hey, we're not going to risk it. We don't want to push up. You know, we'll come in clutch when we need to." And they did exactly what they needed to do at the end. Again, the Rainmaker kind of got up towards that left side. They knew it was in an area where members of Emptiness couldn't really push up, and they don't want to pop it because Emptiness was the last team to carry the Rainmaker. Again, if you're winning, you don't want to pop the barrier at the last second. You just want to keep it contested.
Yeah, so this is going to go down to a decisive Game 3 now on Clamblitz Napper Canal. So, a huge Game 3 for both of these teams. And with Clamblitz Snapper, this is going to be a fun one to end it on.
It absolutely is, and our teams are ready, so let us bring you the final match of Day 1 of Low Inc. October 2021. We have Clamblitz on Snapper Canal, winner likely to move on to the Alpha Bracket. Big stakes here.
Absolutely. So the E-leader is going to be coming back in for Emptiness. Mao going to be sticking with that Jet Squelcher though. So Junior's sticking around for both sides though, of course, because you can never have enough armor.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Especially in a mode like Clamblitz where you're just running around everywhere. Like, in Clamblitz, there's no my side, your side. It's this, you know, every area is kind of neutral. It's just kind of unique like that. But right now, it looks like Emptiness gets a pretty early power clam, as they do have a little bit of the map advantage, but not quite the player advantage just yet. And again, a lot of these players are kind of scattered around right now, but Emptiness getting more and more map control. We have 2 specials ready, one from the E-Leader, one from the Octoshot, and they do have 1 player down now, so they're going to have to retreat just a little bit, but ooh, it's so satisfying when you use Tenta Missiles and you lock in on all 4 members. Looks like one of the members is going to push up. Will there be a jump of any sort? We will see what Emptiness is going to do, and it looks like they do score.
Yes, so that is going to be the first power clam here, but do they have the follow-up? And they managed to get 1 in, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get any more. It seems like there might be a back door, but it's not going to get there in time, so it's going to be a 1+1 for Emptiness. So 77 points. You know, definitely I think they were hoping to get a little bit more there. I think that there was an opportunity for that back door to come in, but just coming in a little bit late. So now Vaporwave, though, is going to have dominant control of this clam economy. Every single clam is in their pockets right now. And it seems like there might have been a jump, but I think that was actually a defensive jump, which wasn't exactly necessary. So kind of interesting to see how Vaporwave's playing this right now.
Yeah, right now they do have the claim advantage, but look at the map control from Emptiness. They're able to just push up, and look, we see one of the members flanking. It looks like the Octoshot. Can they get in there? But again, Emptiness doesn't have any power claims right now, but Vaporwave's able to escape just a little bit, but not enough to push up very far. Luck is going to go down with that power clam, and Emptiness getting more and more clams, getting more and more kind of used to the positioning of these Vaporwave players too. And right now, I mean, a 77 lead is not something you want to really play super conservatively about, because 2 power claims, that's going to be taking the lead. But we are under the halfway point of this match. 2 specials are ready on the side of Vaporwaves, as again, Emptiness kind of has more map control. Looks like Delta almost has some rain ready, but again, when you're a charger and you have missiles on you, you just gotta run. It is so crucial to displace those chargers, especially in Rainmaker, when they just kind of sit somewhere and are ready to strike. But right now, members of Vaporwave ready to push forward. It looks like they use a Booyah Bomb, use an Inkjet too. They have 2 power claims. One of them is active, pushing up towards the basket, and Cody gets a really, really nice double.
Yes, that was a great double there. Unfortunately, the power clam's gonna be missed. They missed it. Oh no! And Rob trying to stay alive, but no, Rob goes down as well. And that is a huge missed opportunity for Vaporwave. They had 26 clams to their name, and unfortunately did not get a single clam in the basket. So now it's gonna be Emptiness that scores instead, but then they get completely wiped. So this is gonna be a big opportunity now for Vaporwave, as they have to act on this. With a minute and a half to play, they're slowly starting to run out of time. And it's nice to see that Vaporwave finally has a little bit more map control. And once again, quickly building up their clam economy to 23 clams. So a lot of clams. So they're going to have to try to, run it back. But this time they need to score.
That's right, we've seen them get these types of claims before, but again, they just haven't really been able to score, even with a lot of map control. But they're going to be missing, they're going to be using their Booyah Bomb too, trying to get this power claim closer to the basket. We have less than a minute remaining. Rob has a clam, just going to be passing it off, say, hey, I don't want this right now. Here, Jet Squelcher, you can have it. I'll toss it off, as members of Vaporwave continue to push up. 26 clams now, and it looks like, man, there are just so many opportunities for them, but can't just quite get to the basket in time. And maybe they're just waiting until the last second to score and just try and take this to overtime. But it's going to be harder and harder, because they are 3 members down now. Just the Jet Squelcher's alive.
Oh my goodness, that is a huge stop there from Emptiness. But Vaporwave still has 1 power clam, and but Emptiness does have 2 actually on the stage. Hopefully gonna try to run out 1 power clam there following the pick, which they will. At this point, I would love to see like a last second backdoor, but there's a jump for Emptiness, and Emptiness manages to get the overtime basket to seal the deal. Oh my goodness.
What perfect timing by Emptiness to just be like, hey, like they timed it perfectly. If there was a second later, then you could have had some players unfortunately go down to Vaporwave players and you wouldn't be able to score, but that was so important for Emptiness. Oh my goodness, they man, Vaporwave so close most of the match, but just couldn't quite get to the basket in time. Emptiness coming in at the last second, throwing a clam in to end the game. Fantastic play by both teams.
Wow. Yeah, honestly, I really wanted to see Vaporwave execute a backdoor jump. I really feel like if they could have pulled that off, and they could have taken the lead there, but instead it is Emptiness that does a backdoor play there to prevent Vaporwave from even getting a single score and trying to play out that overtime. So phenomenal job to both of these teams though. A really close set. But ultimately it is Emptiness that is going to move up to 4-2. Vaporwave dropping to 3-3, but I think both these teams should be seeing a bracket tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. And man, if you're Emptiness, that is just such a clutch finish. They got to be excited to potentially make the alpha bracket. Again, I don't want to jinx anything. Pretty much anything's possible with how teams turn out and kind of how the brackets are seeded and everything, but it was so incredible. And man, we saw so many great sets today.
Every set just brought so much excitement. I had a lot of fun here today. Wow, just great sets, and I can only imagine what is in store for us tomorrow.
I know, I'm so excited, and you guys should be excited too, because Low Ink Day 2 is going to continue tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel. You don't want to miss it. My name is Falco Flyer. I had a lot of fun. DRF, did you have fun today? Oh
yeah, absolutely. And wow, honestly, yeah, this is just one of the most memorable, I think, Swiss stages that, at least for myself. So a lot of fun indeed. But I think we can go ahead and plug ourselves real quick before we sign off here. So Falco, where can the people in our chat find you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/FalcoFlyer. I'm also on Twitter at FalcoFlyer11. And DRF, what about you?
Twitter at DRF_Splatoon, and on Twitch, DRF.
Awesome. So once again, we will see you guys tomorrow. We won't be commentating, but you're going to have some fantastic commentary tomorrow for Day 2. Again, starts tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You don't want to miss it. Have a great evening.